Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Call of Cthulhu. It's a one-shot, so not really an episode. Episode 1 of 1, I suppose. Anyways, I'm Lindy, and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this evening. I am very, very excited about this. I have been plotting this for a little bit, and I just can't wait to see where these people go with it. So let's just go around. Let's say who we are, what you do, and then we'll get into character stuff. Let's start off with TK.
Okay, that's cool, whatever. Clearly wasn't ready. Nice of you to call on me. Cool. It's me, it's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet, and if you like spooky stories, then you can read them at tkjwrites.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. I will never update my website. I am lazy and a liar, so there's that. On Wednesdays, I'm on here and on the D&D Twitch channel playing Jace Bellerin Must Die, which is a Ravnica themed Dungeons and Dragons game. And on Friday nights, I Dungeon Master for Tales from the Mists, which is a Ravenloft spooky scary game. That's it. I'm done. Goodbye.
Excellent. You're done. Goodbye. The end. Someone who we're going to say hello to and not goodbye to would be Mika. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. My name is Mika. I am so excited to play today. Call of Cthulhu is my first RPG ever. I, in my spare time, play RPGs and video games, and I stream every day at 10 or 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you can find me every week on Hyper RPG. I do a Kids on Bike RPG called Kolak 1991 on Mondays, every Monday at 6 p.m. And this Tuesday, we're also doing part 2 of our Midsommar RPG, which is really screwed up.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds wonderful. You're ready for Call of Cthulhu, it sounds like. Excellent. Someone whose first time playing Call of Cthulhu I hear as Omega. How are you?
Hi, Omega here, also known as Critical Bard. Critical Bard across all social media channels. I'm very excited and scared to be here. Yes, I'm a professional actor and vocalist in the community. I do random jingles and things for different companies and just having a good time. You can catch me on some streams, not much. I'm on Lady Tiefling's stream on Fridays and Drop the Die right after that, and some other stuff. Just your run-of-the-mill bard trying to be a light in this chaotic world.
Excellent. And someone who is always a light in my world, Kiana. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. I'm Kiana, also known as Kiana S on the internet. I am a tabletop writer, designer, streamer, community advocate, co-creator of the safety tool, toolkit, lots of stuff. That's all that I do. I'm also one half of Salty Sweet Games, which does games, RPGs on the internet. We have a Witcher campaign, and coming up next Saturday, we're starting a Pulp Cthulhu campaign, so I'm super hyped to be here and be playing.
Awesome. Pulp Cthulhu is a whole lot of fun. I do think it's a good idea to play regular Call of Cthulhu first, just to kind of get a feel, and so you can appreciate how exciting Pulp Cthulhu is. Because if you jump from Pulp to regular, you're going, what the heck is this? So I truly enjoy both, but if you want to get started on Call of Cthulhu, Roll20 has an official partnership with Chaosium, so you can find their Quick Start Rules module online if you want to try it out for free today. And they also just did a Keeper's Rulebook thing. I actually went to do a walkthrough of it, and it was super fun. It's really easy to access and go through and look up information, and that is also available online. So I'm very excited about this Call of Cthulhu game that we are about to play. So why don't we just kind of start getting into it, because it is a one-shot, and we do have limited time, I suppose. So I'm going to read the audience the little synopsis I gave y'all. So each of these players has received a letter from the Valentine and Mance law firm of Cupid's Canyon, California. The letter states that one of their distant relatives has passed and a large inheritance is at stake. The lawyers of Valentine and Mance ask that you meet them at the opening of business hours on Monday, February 14th, 1921, for the execution of the will, with travel and lodging expenses to be covered, and the train ticket to El Dorado County is already provided within the letter. What little they know about Cupid's Canyon is that it's a very small mining town left over from the gold rush days. They didn't strike gold there, but however they did find iron and lead enough to sustain the town, keep it going. and let's discuss a little bit about our characters, who they are, and kind of what their who did they know that lived here. Let's start with Kiana. Kiana, who are you playing?
Yeah, I am playing Valerie Reed. She is a big game hunter. Comes from old money. It's privileged as hell. But she received this letter. She doesn't know that there was family involved in this part of town. But she's intrigued. She's somebody who's always up for adventure and risks and danger. Being a big game hunter. So she's just in it for the ride, I think.
I love it. Didn't know you had family here, so it must have been quite a surprise when you got that letter.
Mm-hmm. Not like I need any of the inheritance or anything.
Yeah, but it's always
really
nice.
It's just like, I mean, more is nice, and also it's just interesting.
Very interesting. So, love it. What about you, TK? Did you know your relative who lived here, who is now deceased?
Well, no, I didn't know him very well. Honestly, they've been helping me out with medical school for a little while. Jehoshaphat Wallace from North Carolina. Been going to Shaw University for about 2 years. Well on my way to graduating, but things have been hard, and my great uncle was helping me out with it. But now with passing, I'm hoping to just get a small lump sum, get me the rest of the way through.
Excellent, excellent. Love it. So, do you know your uncle's name? Or
I didn't. Only ever signed with the family name, Wallace.
Wallace. Lovely. Uncle Wallace. What about you, Omega? Who did you know about your family member here?
Well, I personally didn't know about anybody. I just a little kid growing up in the south side of Chicago, trying to make it with my friends, playing some basketball, basically. But no, not really. I know my family came from the West, but I don't know where. That's kind of how it is for folks like me. And gonna see what it's about. Might be something good, maybe.
And how did you feel when you received the letter?
I mean, I was shocked. I mean, not much family around right now, just me and my little brother, trying to make it one day at a time. He's being watched by my nanny. I know, but I don't know. It sounds fun. It sounds interesting. It might be something that might get me to where I need to be.
Hopefully. And what about you, Mika? Did you know your relative who is deceased?
Well, I didn't know of them. I thought I'd swindled, met most of my family so far. My name is Abigail Drayton, by the way.
Abigail Drayton. And how did you feel when you received this letter?
Oh, excited, but also so sad that they lost their life, but I'm so excited that I get to come pick it up where it ended.
Of course. New opportunity in every walk of life. So, you all have learned that the train only comes in on the weekends. This is a very, very, very small town. You all have gotten in. It's pretty late Sunday night. There was a bunch of cows on the train tracks on your way over, caused a bit of a delay. But you all have managed to get rooms at Cupid's Rest, which is the inn downtown. Is there anything anybody does in preparation of the signing of the documents tomorrow? You guys just get some rest? Do you mingle? You see there's not very many people down here. There's a couple of people whose faces almost look like leather. They're so old and suntanned. They're at the bar just drinking what looks to be maybe whiskey. And of course you all see each other downstairs as well. Checking in late. Y'all came in on the same train.
Joe considers old people to be a good sign, even in a ghost town like this. They don't get to see very many people live to be that old where they're from, so they'll sort of, he'll adjust his round glasses and square shoulders, try to look a little bit taller, go up to wherever there's a desk to sign in. Just be like, should be a room reserved for Wallace.
One moment. And it's a middle-aged lady behind the counter. She's got her hair kind of swooped back into a messy bun. Her little nameplate on the counter says Bonnie Curtis. She goes, "Oh, yep, I have you down right here. You could just sign this for me. I've got you in room 4."
I surely appreciate that, Miss Curtis. And sort of does a little doctor scrawl of their name. And is this single key rooms, ma'am?
Oh, yes.
I sure am glad to hear that.
Yeah, we don't have enough people to get more than... We only have 6 rooms total here at the inn, and 2 of them are full-time people living here.
Joe makes a very awkward smile at that. It's sort of like, good? And then starts, just grabs a single suitcase, tattered edges, the lock is worn off, and starts for the stairs for their room. Stairs?
Yeah, there's stairs.
Stairs.
More like a saloon downstairs. You're guessing,
nice.
Based on the layout, this at one time, probably not too terribly long ago, was probably a brothel and saloon, and then it's been renovated into an inn.
Yeah, Joe sort of keeps close to the wall as he makes his way towards the stairs and starts up.
Clifford would have saw Joe and would have immediately not perked up, but like a face of recognition. And he also heads over to the desk to make sure that he can get his stuff.
If Joe saw Cliff, then Joe would do the little from across the room and then go up the stairs.
Yep. Yep.
It's like, it's fine. We're the only brown people at this wedding. It's okay.
But yeah, he would head over to the desk after acknowledging Joe. Clifford Grayson.
All right, give me one moment here. She adjusts her glasses a bit. Oh, yeah, I've got you down right here. So, room number 3, if you could just sign this for me, saying you checked in.
Yeah, and he starts to just give his little pen. Is it upstairs?
Oh, yes, all the rooms are upstairs.
Thank you. And he has a suitcase in one hand and like a leather sports bag in the other. And he gets kind of starts trotting off.
All right, if you need anything, let me know.
I'll be fine. Thank you, though.
Next, she sees 2 people still standing there, kind of in the lobby area.
Abigail walks up. She's got sunglasses on and a big fur jacket. Drayton, Abigail Drayton.
Oh.
So I'm sure you've heard of me.
Yes, you're on my check-in list right here.
Of course I am.
Here you are. If you could just sign that for me. You'll be in room number 1.
Of course, room number 1. Thank you.
And sign it. She goes, breakfast is at 7.
Oh, fantastic. What kind of food do you serve?
Oh, well, we have biscuits and gravy. And usually we also have some beans. And some bacon as well. We just got a fresh, it's winter right now, so I always order extra food supplies on the train in case it gets snowed in.
That sounds delightful. All right, well, thank you.
No problem. And you? Your name?
Reed. Name's Reed.
Oh, all right. First name? Is Valerie Reed?
Valerie, yes.
All right. Here you are. Could you sign in? You'll be in room number 2.
And I think she switches the cigarette from that she's been holding in her right hand to her left, and she picks up the pen and scrolls out her name. It's actually very flowery. But she sets the pen down and takes another smoke, and probably doesn't turn her head away enough to really get the smoke not in her face.
As you sign it, she kind of goes, oh, terribly sorry about your loss.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
I was good friends with Mr. Reed. And she kind of takes the book and closes it, seeing as how all the slots are filled up. There's no more keys on the 6 peg hooks on the wall. And she gets to serving up some more drinks for the patrons at the bar. We're looking a bit impatient as their glasses are now empty. And does everyone just retire for the evening? Or do you do anything before you hit the hay? So...
Abigail's probably going to go to the bar and look for the richest man at the bar.
Okay. Well, currently, there looks to be about 2 old prospectors there. But as you look for a minute going, which of these would have the most money? A gentleman walks in a suit.
Ooh, all right.
And a nice hat.
I'm just gonna lean against the bar and stare at him until he notices me.
All right. It doesn't take him long to notice you. There doesn't seem to be a lot of young people in town, it would seem. This gentleman appears to be maybe in his mid-40s, early 40s. He goes, oh, can I buy you a drink?
Oh, I would love that.
What's your poison?
A martini, dirty. What's there to do around here?
Well, there was the library. I mean, it's still there, we just don't have a librarian anymore. And there's also the local pond. You go swimming. Or the younger people do that. And let's see, we've got... there's a show every Sunday night here at the saloon. It should be starting up in about another hour or so. And, well, it's a small town, miss. There's also a lot of mining. Most people's livelihood is that. I'm an office. I'm fortunate to be able to work in an office here, though.
Oh, an office man. Well, would you mind accompanying me to the show?
Oh, of course. It'll be... He points to about 20 feet to your left. It'll be right there.
Great. She's just gonna wait around with him, schmooze with him, flirt with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Give me a charm or persuasion check, just to see how productive this is being. Ooh, a hard success with a 23. He seems to be very enamored with it. You learn that his name is Roman Mance.
Okay. I'm basically just gonna keep doing that all night through the show until I retire to my bedroom.
All right. The show is interesting for anyone who watches it. Basically, it appears to be maybe an older couple, slightly younger man playing the piano, and his wife, well past her performing prime, with a large feather boa and an outfit that's a little too small. And you can see it's been patched a few times. She does like a bit of a number, including draping herself on the piano, and her singing's not terrible, but it's not great. It is entertaining in a cringy type of way. And everyone who's upstairs hears the entire show because there is not a lot of insulation in the between floors.
What sort of music is it?
Ragtime.
Oh. And I mean, like, I think Joe would have a small appreciation for it, except for the cat scratch and the obvious damage that decades of cigarette usage has done. But otherwise, it's probably fine. Joe struggled with his door for a few minutes, and can't seem to figure out if this is the sort of place where you put your shoes on the outside of the door or not.
You do see, like, 2 really muddy sets of boots outside of doors 5 and 6.
Okay, well,
They look
Joe will...
pretty rusty.
Joe's entire life has been about desperately trying to fit in, so he will tow off his own dusty shoes and set them beside the door as well.
All right. And do you struggle with your door for more than just a minute or so?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's just trying to get the luggage and turn the knob and turn the key at the same time. But I think out of habit, because Joe lives in the dorms, Joe will keep his door cracked for a little bit. Doesn't immediately close it.
Mm-hmm. If you do that, this being an older establishment, there is one bathroom at the end of the hall, and you'd hear someone coming out of room 5 right across the hall from you, pretty much, and heavy footsteps walk down to the washroom.
Joe, being a very curious type, will poke his head out of the door.
You would see one of the younger people you've seen, including the train station. Now, you haven't seen a lot of people, but he appears to be maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. He seems to be, like, rubbing his head.
You're all right there, sir?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you, or if I did, just a bit of a headache. I was gonna get some water.
Do you need, perhaps an aspirin?
You be willing to part with one? I wouldn't say no.
Joe will hit the latches on his luggage, setting it, I assume, on the bed, and pop it open, and there will be a couple of bottles, mostly for his hypochondria.
Oh.
But he will tap an aspirin into his palm and hold it out.
You take it, pop it. That was aspirin, right?
Sure was.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes I eat things before I realize I probably shouldn't have eaten things.
Oh, that might be why you don't feel so good.
Yeah, well, I think I just worked too hard today.
Well, drink a little bit of water and then let me know whether or not you feel any better.
You a doctor or something?
Hope to be.
Oh, well, if you looking for a job, we lost ours a couple weeks ago.
I'll keep that in mind. Joe will not keep that in mind.
All right. And the young man goes down, gets a glass of water, splashes some water on his face, throws out the wash basin, fills it up with some new, goes back to his room.
Joe will go ahead and latch the door closed and just get acquainted with the room.
Mm-hmm. Do Valerie or Cliff do anything before bed?
Cliff is a one-track person right now, especially because he's in a place that he doesn't really recognize, and he's just not going to deal with any potential, aka a lot of consequences. So he is just going to casually get back to his room, close that door. His shoes are not outside because he's not. No, he's used to getting in, getting out. But past that, nope, he's going to chill. He's going to kind of do some stretches, get himself ready for whatever is supposed to happen. And yeah, it's a chill night for him.
Chill night. What about for Valerie?
Valerie is interested to talk more with the innkeeper because she mentioned something about being friends with with Mr. Reed, who she had no idea anything about.
So you go back downstairs after putting your things in your room. You go back down. Bonnie has just refilled the old prospector's mugs with some ale, and looks like she's just cleaning some glasses. Oh, can I get you anything?
Just whiskey, perhaps, if you have it.
Of course we do. It's very popular around here. He pours you a little tumbler of whiskey that's in front of you.
You said you were good friends with my relative here.
Oh, yes, Mr. Reed. I visit the library all the time. He was very well read.
Fortunately, I never got much of an opportunity to get to know him.
Well, he was a very nice man, charming, incredibly smart. Also doubled as the local teacher.
Oh.
So.
Teacher and worked at the library?
Yes, it's a small library, but you know we get new books in and out from the train.
Interesting. And you wouldn't happen to know other people around who, might share other stories about my dear departed relative?
Well, I mean, everyone visited the town library every now and then. Probably spent the most amount of time there. But he was really into old books, like those antique ones with the excuse me, pardon me, and she pulls up a handkerchief, coughs a few times into it, puts it back in her pocket. Sorry, from the mines. He was really into antique books, history, that kind of thing. He always had his nose in a dusty old tome.
Interesting. Would the library happen to be open these days, or?
I'm sorry, pardon me?
Would the library be open these days now?
Oh, well, it's, no one's really there to take care of it. I mean, doesn't have a lock, so no one's really kept out of there, but no one's running the place.
Well, that's good to know at least. Thank you.
Of course. If you need anything, just let me know. Another whiskey?
Yes.
She'll top you off, and then kind of sigh a bit as the performance begins behind you. And the night goes on, progresses fairly quietly. The performance isn't very long, 20-30 minutes maybe. Guessing she just goes through the same kind of routines. Probably mixes it up maybe monthly. But that's about it. Abigail, is there anything in particular you're trying to get out of this, of romance?
I'm trying to discern how much money he has.
Well, based on your letter you've received, you're guessing he's one of the two lawyers of the law firm of Mance and Valentine. He seems to have, the suit's a bit old. It's not the current fashion, but it's not more than a year or two out. It's very well taken care of, though, whereas everything else is a bit dusty. He seems to be fairly well off.
Okay. I'll probably mention that I'm in town for my relative. I'm seeking their inheritance, basically.
He'd be like, "Oh, you're one of them folks. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'll be seeing you again on the morrow." And as for the,
I'm sorry, them folks, what do you mean by, are there others here?
Oh, yes, we have, unfortunately, within the past couple of weeks, had a number of sudden and unexpected deaths in town.
Abigail's going to try to not smile at that information, but the thought of there being other inheritances up for grabs kind of excites her a bit.
Excellent. I love it. But, speaking of which, it's getting a bit late, so I should probably head on off to bed, you know. A little better, a little rise and all that. Gotta make sure we execute that will tomorrow.
Oh, yes. I should head to bed, too. It's so sad what happened to my relative, you know. I think I'll go cry for a little bit.
Oh, there. He pulls out a handkerchief. He looks genuinely upset. Well, it's, nothing that can be done about it now. It's dangerous business working in the mines.
Yes, I just feel so lonely now, you know?
Oh. Well. Kind of looks a little, like, hot under the collar. He goes, well, if you're, that torn up about it, I suppose you could come over to my place for a cup of tea before bed. Help calm your nerves.
Oh, that sounds so wonderful.
And he will offer you his arm.
And she will take it.
And everyone has a good night. The next morning, it is bright and early. There's the curtains in these rooms aren't blackout curtains or anything, so it's not like the dawn isn't fairly obtrusive. It is bright and welcoming in this happy, happy town that is here. And who was the first to wake up this morning?
Clifford is an early bird. He gets up, he does more stretches. He still gets up and gets like, look, I don't know all these vintage clothes, so I'm not gonna try to describe it, but basically the equivalent of like a tank top and some shorts. And gets that on and kind of basically does a little jog. He leaves the building, kind of jogs around to just get himself hyped and ready for the day. But yeah, and this is like as the sun is coming up.
Okay.
But he still tries to keep away from a lot of people.
Understandable. All right. So, you're able to do so. It doesn't seem that there are a lot of people in town. But you do see some people heading off to where you assume is the mines. You are in a canyon. They're kind of going up a path. It looks about maybe half dozen of them.
He does kind of stop and just kind of look over. Not like trying to be all like creepy, like, hey, but just kind of gets one of those, just as he's like pacing himself and catching his breath, looking to see exactly what's going on about. It's like, is it work time or just a
Give me a
moment day?
spot hidden check to see what you can discern.
Okay.
Yeah, they gotta be going off to work. It's a bunch of miners going off to the mines. Couldn't be anything else.
Yeah, and he takes that in and kind of keeps on his little path. Probably does a little turnaround and heads back down. Make sure he has like a little jug of water with him.
Yeah, for sure. You heard movement in the kitchen when you left, so you're assuming breakfast will probably be ready by the time you get back.
Cool.
Who is the next to rise? Joe.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it rising, though. It's more like Joe stares at the ceiling above his head and contemplates his existence. Coughs a couple of times to try it out, see whether or not it feels real. Tests the way his fingers flex. Presses on the stomach, the chest, the undersides of the ribs to see if he's getting sick. Travel sickness will set in like that. Takes 2 or 3 bottles of his vitamins, pours a couple into the hand, takes them down, and then puts on starched shirt, suspenders, trousers, buttons them up, looks for the shoes that he set out last night.
They are still there.
Are they clean?
They don't appear to be any different than when you put them in. Give me a listen check, though.
I've never played Call of Cthulhu on Roll20.
Sure.
So
in that case, let's.
there's a purple and a green.
Yes, you're going to want to click the green, and I'll show everybody with these character sheets. We're using the classic character sheets. So let's go to Joseph.
Why did I almost click on locksmith like a chump?
We've got all these skills here. Yeah, listen.
All right. So I'm gonna click on this green real quick and blue.
That's a success. You got a 20 and you needed a 20 or lower. So, you pick up your boots and you just hear a faint sound.
Does it sound similar to, say, mosquitoes, horseflies?
Like a horsefly, but louder.
Ooh, disgusting things carry disease. Ugh. Joe will pop the collar of the shirt and button the topmost button. Then go back into the luggage, having grabbed his shoes, and put on a small ascot just to keep the collar up, keep those disgusting things away from him.
For sure.
Then dust off the shoes as best he can. And
as you dust them off, you hear that again.
That was a TK reaction. I was like, oh no, buggies. Before putting the shoes on, Joe will turn it upside down and tap it a couple times against the floor.
You hear a slight, like a slight, gentle, like, thud. Not a thud. A thud's too loud. Like a little.
Joe will pick the shoe back up to see what was in it. Was there something in it?
There was. It appears to be like a flying insect of some kind.
Nope.
And as soon as you lift up the shoe, it goes and flies out.
I'm gonna tap the other shoe a couple of times against the ground just to check.
You don't hear anything in that one.
All right. Joe will look in, tap it a few more times, look in 2 more times, and then slip them on.
Nothing left in here. Give me a spot hidden as you look inside the boot that the bug was in, though.
Hate that! Where's my spot hit? Okay, there we go. Hit the green.
Hard success. So you look in, and you see it's almost as if the inside of the tongue of your boot or your shoe has been nibbled on.
Ooh. Disgusting.
It looks almost like mice damage with the extent of the gnawing, but that was a bug, not a mouse.
Yeah, it was a bug. Don't love that. Are there any, like, eggs or anything in there?
No,
do I need to worry about?
Just some chewing.
All right. Don't love anything pokey. Joe will slip the shoes on and try to forget that this ever happened.
Okay.
Go down for some breakfast, maybe a hard-boiled egg or something.
Excellent. So, Valerie, you hear a thunk 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 as a shoe gets banged on the floor a few times. And that's what wakes you this next morning.
Yeah.
The room next to you.
Her brow raises as she listens to what's going on, not moving, just very oddly still, as she lays in bed and listens. And once it stops and you hear the...
Give me a listen check as you listen.
Okay. I will do a listen check. Success. By 1.
That's all you need. So as you hear the thunk thunk thunk, you hear just like, ugh, and then you hear almost sounds like a dragonfly. The buzzing is quite loud. You hear it bump against a couple doors. You know, kind of like a dragonfly will hit the glass a few times on a window before moving on. You hear it bounce off a couple of the doors, including your own, before you hear it fly out a window.
Yeah, and like in her head, she's mapping the movement of that as she's listening. And then when it goes, she finally moves and gets up. And her routine is very, very strict. She gets up, she goes and starts dealing with her personal hygiene, has her clothes already set out and perfectly folded. And after she finishes getting dressed and getting ready herself, she opens up her bag, which is a long leather bag, upon which inside there is a finely polished 45 Martini Henry rifle, and it's very clearly well taken care of, extremely oiled, well polished, and part of her routine is to do a daily maintenance on it.
I love that.
So she sets it on her lap, and she will check all the parts. She will buff the metal, make sure the wood is dark and gleaming before she sets it back in the bag. And then she will head out and possibly just her ear trying to listen for any of that bug again before heading downstairs.
Alrighty. So you head downstairs, and let's go over to Abigail. Abigail, you wake up at Mr. Mance's house, I assume?
Yes, of course I do.
Excellent. And do you sleep in, or do you wake up?
I wake up before him,
Okay.
get a little look around the place, but I don't take anything.
Okay.
I'll just head back to the inn. And I take pride in walking in and the clothes that I left in, with my shoes hanging off my fingertips, my coat slung over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I just give the other men in the room a look, and I go upstairs to change.
Yes.
And then I'll come down and eat a biscuit, I guess. No
Yes.
gravy.
Oh, biscuit, no gravy. Yeah, there are biscuits, gravy, beans, and eggs for breakfast.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just eat a biscuit and sit down.
Excellent.
Look around at everyone.
Yeah. So everyone is down there for breakfast at this point. Clifford, you probably come in right before Abigail does. She's the last one to arrive in for breakfast, but breakfast smells tasty, hearty, simple, but well cooked.
Yeah, he would I'm not sure if it's served or he'll go get it, but whatever the case,
Mm-hmm.
he will get the food and kind of find a space towards the back, just in the corner. And yeah, just kind of chill to himself and eat. But he's also a people watcher, so he's just looking as he's eating, just looking around, seeing what's happening, winking if somebody looks over, but only if somebody who looks like they are worth. I don't want to say worth, because it looks like he's not trying to get money. He's just somebody to know.
Okay. Well, there are these three people. You see Mr. Joe Wallace, Valerie Reed, Abigail Drayton, and Bonnie, the innkeeper. There's some dishes left on tables, almost as if the miners had maybe a really early breakfast. Because they were heading up that hill before you were even out, Cliff. So it's a pretty quiet morning. You do see two men with suits walk in near the end of breakfast. You recognize one of them, Abigail, as Mr. Roman Mance. And the other one is, you don't recognize him, but he appears to be Chinese. He's got a very nice, very sharp suit. He's dressed a little sharper than Mr. Mance. And you would assume this to be Mr. Valentine. He's got himself his thumbs in his waistcoat as he walks on in. He goes, "All right then, I guess we got ourselves some people here who want some inheritance, yes?"
Abigail's just gonna nod.
"Excellent! Well, we are all very sorry about your loss. It's terribly tragic how your loved ones and family members have tragically died. If you would like more details, I'd say we could give you the coroner's reports, but our doctor is one of those who died, so we don't have one of them. But they're still at the morgue if you want to say your farewells. And If not, we can just head directly over to my office for the proceedings.
Joe will make a quick note on his napkin and fold it up into a little cloth square, stick it in the pocket.
Alrighty. You are easily able to do.
Well, this is quite unconventional, to say the least.
Yes, well, things need to be done here, the mines need to keep moving, and, well, we've got so much business to tend to, and we'd hate to waste any more of your time than necessary. So, pleasure. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not introduce myself. My name is Nikki Valentine.
It's good to put a face to your name, Mr. Valentine.
And this is my partner, not in crime, my partner-in-law, Mr. Roman Mance.
Abigail's gonna fake cry with a kerchief against her cheek. Go up and shake his hand.
Roman kind of comes up and he pulls out a handkerchief. Oh, I'm so sorry, miss. Are you... I know it's tragic what happened to your family, but, what's your name, dear?
Abigail Drayton.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Drayton.
It's so sad what happened to our family members, but, well, life goes on, I suppose.
That's a very positive attitude to have, miss. Very positive attitude.
So, when can we pick up the belongings and the inheritance?
Well, we have to go execute the will. That's right, Roman, we've got to execute the will. We gotta do some reading of documents. We gotta sign some stuff. There's properties involved. Your family members were very prominent members of our little community here. So, a lot of paperwork here.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's get a move on. I'd love to get this over as soon as possible. I'm grieving so badly, you know.
Clifford is again, as I say, he's a people watcher, and he's just in the back as they're all talking.
Mm-hmm.
Is Valentine acting weird?
This is a totally normal conversation from what I can see.
Right?
Even though Abigail's like, I've been here 2 weeks, where's my check?
Well, he can understand that. He can understand getting money because that's the real life.
Yo, secure the bag, girl.
But Valentine just acting weird and also being prominent members of the community, and he never heard of them really. He's trying to not inspect, but just like
you could give me
ascertain what's going on.
Yeah, you can give me a psychology check to try to get some insight on this Valentine guy.
I'm gonna fail.
Joe will take out.
I didn't fail.
You did it.
You did it. So you're looking at both Valentine and Mance. I'll give you both of them because that's a pretty good success. Valentine, I mean, you get the feeling that this is normal for him. He's just a bit of an odd cookie. He doesn't seem to be from around these here parts, and you're guessing that maybe he might be a lawyer, but he may have had a different career before he chose to interpret the law. Well, Mr. Roman Mance, he seems a bit more genuine, a little less greasy. Greasy's a good word to describe Mr. Valentine a bit. Mr. Roman Mance, he is a bit more introspective, it would seem. He seems to really consider things before saying them. However, you will notice, you did see, before going up to bed last night, you did see Abigail with him. However, he doesn't seem to recognize Abigail.
He will just not nod, but he's just gonna. I'd say he'll look over at Joe, and then look back and just keep to himself.
Alrighty.
Joe takes out a handkerchief and Joe has many handkerchiefs, but this one is for health.
Of
And
course.
take it out. And are you sure there's not some manner of epidemic?
Epidemic?
4 people die in such a short amount of time.
They did not die from natural causes, I assure you. Well, I mean, I guess some rocks falling in the mines and crushing them would be considered natural causes, because it's a natural stone formation, but, I mean, they didn't get sick or nothing.
Oh, that's...
Mr. Reed did have a bit of a cough for a while.
A cough.
Yeah.
And Joe will sort of like hold the napkin for a second.
And as you say
just...
that, you hear Bonnie cough in the back.
Joe's head is on a swivel immediately. And then, like, the eyes get a little bit wide. And then...
But don't worry. Mr. Wallace, doctor, he took a good look at him, said it was nothing but a little, miner's cough from the mines.
Well, I would sure like to see those bodies then.
Oh, yeah, sure. We can all say goodbye to your loved ones and relatives before we can sign the documents.
Of course.
Yep. All right. Some people like to say bye, some people don't. It's fitty-fitty, so...
Is seeing the relatives necessary for the signing to happen?
I mean, I guess we could split up. So if you don't want to see your deceased dead family, you could go with Mr. Mance back to my office. If you do want to see your dead family, you can come with me.
Well,
they're not going anywhere.
Well, just one question: Are there belongings that they died with? Oh, so sad. Are they with them at the morgue?
I mean, like their clothes and stuff, yeah. Again, we haven't had a doctor here to do an autopsy, so I kind of just been sitting there.
Okay.
I mean, we put them on ice because we didn't know how long it'd be to the train brought in the next doctor.
Well, as much as I'd like to say goodbye, it'd be too much of a shock to see them dead. So
yeah,
I think I'll go with Mr. Mance.
It's not for everyone, and you seem a bit genteel.
Very. Thank you for noticing.
Now, does
Joe's
anyone else want to see the relatives who are getting colder, not older?
Joe's gonna shoot a quick look to Cliff, like, but there's something in it where I think it's understood that Joe will follow Cliff's lead.
Yeah, Joe's just... It wouldn't hurt to see the bodies. Might as well know who came before me, I guess.
All right. So that's 2 for seeing the corpses. What about you, miss? He gestures to Valerie.
I'd be interested in having a look, perhaps. If I'm to understand correctly, were these deaths unrelated or in the same incident of the rocks falling that you mentioned?
Same incident.
Oh.
They were all together, hanging out like friends do, because it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody here. Oh.
Were they known to spend time with each other before?
I mean, for the past couple months, yeah, sure. When you lose the town doctor, the town librarian, the mine foreman, and the geologist, it happens.
Wait. How many people are getting lost in this town?
Oh, just those 4 died.
How many people were in the town to begin with?
Oh, about 50.
Wait, you said just those 4 plus our relatives.
No, those are your relatives.
Oh, yeah. Flipping to reverse it. He didn't say that. Okay.
We lost 1/5 of the town's population in one night.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, what he actually said was, "Oh, okay, just those 4. That just sounds kind of interesting."
Just 10% of the population.
Very tragic.
Almost.
Yeah. I mean, it's real upsetting. We haven't had an accident like that since, what was it? Late, about 20, 30 years back, I hear?
I should hope not. Well, if you want to take us on to, what do we think? Paperwork or bodies first?
Well, let me tell you, those corpses aren't getting any fresher, so we should probably take a look at them first.
Noted. So they are definitely being preserved.
I mean, we have Billy change out the ice every morning, so...
Oh, we should see those bodies.
Wow, okay. Well, hey, Joe, if I can call you Joe, is that okay? You got another one of those handkerchiefs?
Joe does have another handkerchief and sort of opens the inside of a vest and slips into a vest pocket and hands you a pressed cotton a pressed linen handkerchief with some initials stitched into the corner. But they are not JW.
Cool, yeah, he just preemptively just covers his mouth and his nose.
Joe also hands handkerchiefs to Abigail and Valerie.
Valerie does not take one. She is not fazed by any of this conversation about dead bodies.
It's a very delicate conversation.
Suit yourself.
Well, Miss Drayton, I suppose I could take you back to the office and we could get a head start on that paperwork while they go look at the deceased.
Too spooky.
Okie dokie. So, three of you, Valerie, Joe, and Cliff, you head off to the morgue while Abigail and Mr. Mance head back to the law office.
Yeah, they do. Sorry.
Heyo. Watch out for bugs.
Alright, so you guys notice through town there's a few people doing what looks to be their daily routine. You see there's a guy with a horse and a little milk truck. And he seems to be filling up milk bottles on people's doorsteps, taking the empty ones. He also seems to have a bit of a cough. You're guessing a lot of these people kind of either part-time or full-time work in the mines. Seeing as how that is the main source of income in town. And you see a couple of kids running around, probably because they don't have a school teacher, so school is not in session. But you're able to get to the doctor's office, and you're able to see got a big, just basic, like, Red Cross symbol, essentially.
Okay. And Joe, as they had been getting closer to the hospital, Joe had been moving more and more towards the front of the group, and will immediately ask Mr. Valentine, the coroner's office, are we going through the entire hospital to get to it, or is there a garage we can get through first?
Hospital? Oh, right, you're from the big city, right? Or a bigger city? Yeah, no, he's got an office.
And the bodies?
They're in the office.
Joe holds up the handkerchief and just sort of like...
But don't worry, we cleaned out a room. We had some unused, containers brought in to, keep the ice in.
Of course, we should see immediately.
Yeah, it's really convenient. I mean, it's the same containers we use to carry them out. And as he opens the door, you see him pull out a key, open up the doctor's office, unlock it, and you see he goes into a side room. There's like a very tiny reception desk, and it looks like almost like this is a live-in doctor's practice. You see like what looks to be maybe like a bedroom to one side, and the other side apparently has like 2 office doors. He opens up the larger one, and you see 1 table and 3 mine carts, all of which appear to have fresh ice been placed in them. And you see 4 bodies laid out. And I would like everyone who everyone who sees this to just give me a sanity check, as this is not anyone was expecting walking into this room.
I hate this, and I hate you. Just hitting the green one, right?
Yep. See, you guys are fine.
Whoa.
Holy crap, Kiana! Valerie has seen bodies.
Valerie
She's hardened.
has seen death
I
and
actually
bodies.
think this is like very appropriate because we have a up and coming doctor who
Yeah.
got a little better, and then Big Gay Killer is like, what?
Yeah.
Nothing. Should
She
see
was
what
like
I saw last week.
World War One. She put those bodies there. Holy crap!
Valerie is completely
Valeries the killer.
unshaken.
We saved him. We solved it, gang.
Figured it out.
Jinkies.
But you all
Oh,
see
no.
4 bodies there. They're not in the best of shape. But I would like anyone who's coming up to examine them either to give me a spot hidden or a medicine check, depending on how you're going about evaluating these.
I'm gonna do a medicine check.
do that medicine
Hope
check.
you don't mind.
No.
Because I put on my. Oh no! How? Why do I suck? I hate this.
So, when you fail a roll in Call of Cthulhu that you really want to make, you have 2 options. You could push the roll, meaning instead of a
no.
regular success, you would need a hard success, and if you fail the pushed roll, then there are more consequences than just a failed roll. Or you could spend luck. You have a luck score, and if you spend, you'd only spend 5 points of luck to make this a success. So you could, you want to make this, you could push, or you could spend 5 luck.
I'm gonna do luck.
Okay.
And explain pushing again. Sorry, I guess missed.
So, yeah. Oh, so when you want to push a roll, it's if you were like, say you're pretty good at something, like PK, right here with
I'm
medicine,
a fucking med student.
and you fail.
Just like, yup, these are dead.
You have 3 levels of success. Regular, hard, and extreme.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to push your roll, you would have to get a hard success instead of a regular success. But it gives you an opportunity to roll it again. But if you fail your push roll, the consequences are a little higher.
So in this example, TK would have to beat a 35
Yes.
to actually
to
succeed.
push it, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
but if you roll like an 80, like a 90 something, or a,
Yeah.
ridiculous, it's sometimes you don't have a lot of luck, you don't want to spend the luck. It's sometimes good to push
Okay.
a roll.
This feels important, but it also doesn't feel important enough for me to get consequences from, so I'm gonna do luck.
Excellent. So you will spend 5 luck. So just
Okay.
subtract 5 from your luck pool. And
I'm going to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Go on.
Oh, I would say, Cliff. Okay, you done out there? Calm down. Sorry, just driving like the. Anywho, Clifford's definitely going to just stand back and kind of like.
So you're trying not to look too hard at these bodies.
he ain't getting all up in there for sure. But yeah, I'll do spot hidden.
Okay, what about you, Valerie?
I gotta do a spot hidden as well.
Are you getting in on this, or are you standing
Yes.
back?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
do I fail spot hidden? And it's like my best skill.
'Cause
Yo, right?
it's a percentage game.
Oh, success.
Hard success. All right, so
Hate this.
you're like looking, but you're trying not to look, and you don't. These are some bodies, Cliff.
Yep.
They look kind of mangled. You're trying not to look too hard into it.
I'm just gonna keep that over there. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Valerie, what you notice about these bodies is that they definitely appear to have been crushed by a lot of weight. So you're guessing that the, cave-in or rocks falling sounds plausible, but you also notice some wounds that don't look entirely cave-in caused related. It looks like a couple bite marks, almost like 2 punctures in random places on some of them.
Yeah, so she's probably all up in there, to the point where she's probably pushing like clothes
Yeah.
out of the way, or
Mhm.
like, she definitely has gloves. She has very fancy leather gloves on, because that's the type of person she is. And she's just kind of going through and just noting these marks.
Yeah. I like to think that Joe was examining them at first, and the fail came from Joe has never seen crushed bodies before, so has no idea how to identify anything.
Yeah.
And then Valerie comes through and is like pointing out things as Joe is making comments about them, and Joe's just like, cool. I could have said that. You know, I was getting to that.
Of course you were.
Felt that in my heart.
But what you notice, from a doctor's perspective, what catches your eye, being not the big game hunter, is that all of them have similar head wounds, as in the similar spot. Somewhere from the rear part of the head, so about like here back, you notice that there is a head wound that looks extremely similar on all four of them. You'd say it looks kind of similar to a gunshot, maybe, but gunshots go inward and this wound goes outward.
Cliff is in the back. You got everything?
Joe will look at the heads and, well, we see an exit wound, but I can't seem to find an entrance, and looks over at Valerie.
That's interesting.
Another interesting thing, Joe looks over at Valentine. What on earth were the doctor and a school teacher doing in the mines?
Oh, everyone goes to the mines.
Why?
Because, I mean, it's the town's main resource. They'd actually got together with the geologist and the foreman recently. They're opening up a new branch of the mines, I heard. They were starting to do the scouting perimeter stuff on that. They wanted to, a school teacher and the doctor, the librarian, they do pretty well for themselves. They were trying to invest a bit, so they were taking a tour. And that's when it, happened.
Joe will nod, but like looks over at Valerie and Cliff like this sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, Valerie's brow is very, very
like,
raised right now.
But yeah, no, pretty much everyone goes at least 1 to 2 days to work in the mines.
Have
good
you ever
exercise.
gone into work for the mines?
Yeah, my days are Thursdays, so.
Is he lying to me?
Give me a psychology check.
I hate this.
I'm
so scared.
He doesn't appear to be lying to you.
Okay.
He seems pretty unenthused about having to work 1 day at the mines a week, but he does go do his day at the mines. Yeah, it's because Thursday's the least busy day of the week. So, because everyone paperwork on Friday or Monday's busy. So.
I want to see if these bite marks match up to any bite marks of animals that I know.
Yeah. So for that,
I have science biology.
Let's roll that. That sounds like a great roll to use here.
Okay. Nope, that's fail.
Do you want to push or spend luck?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure these are just maybe like snake bites or something. Maybe large beetle bites, like scarab beetles.
Large beetle.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, there's like 2 punctures.
How big is how?
Yeah, not that big.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. Like 2 punctures.
Yeah.
And they're kind of red and puffy around the area too.
I was actually gonna grab one of the corpse's heads and kind of start to pry open the jaw.
Okay.
Don't touch the one that looks like me. Thank you.
I think she's like about to go, and then she'll go to another.
Hate this.
And she's like, well, if you said there was no entrance wound, perhaps they went in another way.
I suppose that could be a logical way of thinking about things, and then just like holds the handkerchief over the mouth again. It's just like,
So let's get some facts in order real quick. They went into the mines to do some work for some reason.
like scouting out marking stuff.
Somehow there was a cave-in or something and they
Yeah.
got crushed. However,
A few
there's
rocks
something
fell from the
else.
ceiling. Yeah.
But it seems like that's not what actually did them in.
I wasn't there, buddy.
Have you ever seen anything else in the mines? Or
Oh,
is
well,
this just
yeah,
a...
all the time. There's snakes sometimes, moles. Get some mole. We had a real bad mole problem a few years back. Let's see, what else did we get in the mines? There was a bear last Christmas. Let me tell you, we ate pretty good for New Year's. Let's see, what else was if we found in the mines recently? Spiders. Sometimes we get some spiders in there.
So these are all amazing animals that you can recognize and let me know of, but none of those seem to have the capability of going into someone.
I'm not a zookeeper. I don't know what these animals can do. I see one, I go the other way. Unless it's a mole. I don't know. But not usually.
It's starting to sound like this is getting in way over my head. Nope. Where's the paperwork?
Back at the office.
Great. He's gonna turn and start to walk.
Speaking of the office, let's check back in on Abigail. So you've been with Mr. Mance at the office. He's made a big teapot of tea, and pours you a glass, and he starts to pull out some files. They're pretty thick files. They've got names on them. One says Wallace, one says Drayton, one says Reed, and one says Grayson.
She's gonna grab the Drayton file.
Okay.
So, what's in these files?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. Mostly, they're investments in the town, and...
Oh, and she's gonna immediately open it.
Yes.
Start looking.
Yes, they have everyone here is pretty heavily invested in this place. I mean, there's no one else is moving in, so why not, right? But yeah, your relative was the former foreman of the mines.
Oh, right, yes. Very in charge, right?
Very much so. A lot of people respected him. Or Bruce.
Well, I'd love to get all this done with. I'm so sad being in this town.
Oh, I bet you are, ma'am. Don't worry. I believe that, Mr. Drayton, Bruce Drayton, left you a house in the will. Flips through some papers.
A house?
Yes.
What's the,
And of course his
what's
share
the
of
real
mines.
estate market like around here?
Well, there are 4 openings on the market.
So, tough competition. Well, I guess I could bulldoze it and sell the land.
Probably could. I do know that there are there are 2 people staying at the inn, relatively newcomers. They've only been here about 5 to 8 years.
Well, is that something you could help me with, getting this house sold?
Oh, of course. I am quite good at paperwork. I used to do real estate before I moved here 20 years ago.
Wow, real estate's a very lucrative career.
Well, it was until the hurricane wiped out everything, but I'm here now, so...
Well, okay, so my family member died. Now I have to sign my papers.
Yes, we have to go over what some of the requirements in order to receive the benefits of this will. You have to sign, let's see, he kind of gets marks with a blue pen to show you where to initial and sign, and the like. He goes, and before we can do the official, verification, power of attorney and such, he does request that the beneficiary, the closest relative we can find, has to go retrieve something from the vault. His, appears to be his birth certificate from his vault in his house.
Oh, I have to do that?
Yeah, it says you would know the combination.
Right, oh, yes, me and Uncle, Drayton were very close. Very, very close. I would. Do you have his belongings? Maybe I could look through them, refresh my memory.
I do have the key to his house. He ruffles through a drawer, pulls it out. Yeah, the key.
Oh, perfect. And how big is this? A front door only key? Maybe there's a back door, a side door. How big is this house?
Oh, I never visited Bruce much, but thinking back on it, I believe there was a front door and a back door. It's 2 stories, of course. It's a rather nice house, right up near the mines.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well,
He didn't like a long walk to work.
I'm so curious. What were the other ones left?
Oh, well, I'm afraid, ma'am, that is confidential information.
But it is only you and I here, and, after last night, Mr. Mance.
After last night?
Oh, I love it when a man plays coy. You're so funny.
Seems very confused. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'd like to, pick up a file that's not my own
Mm-hmm.
and give him a look as I, turn to open it.
Give me a fast talk or a charm check
Okay.
to see if you can do with this. Right. So he kind of goes, I'm gonna get another cup of tea, and he's blushing. He seems to be wooed by your wiles, but also very confused as to what you mean by after last night.
Cool. I'll just pick up the first file and start looking through it. Just looking for bank statements.
All right. So you look through the file of, let's see, who is this going to be? You flip through the file of Mr. Wallace, the doctor. You see that there is quite a substantial sum of money. It seems, a doctor makes a good living when he's the only one in town. And an investment in the mines are the main things, along with the... Seems like he didn't own property, seeing as how the doctor's office and his room are conjoined, but he is pretty heavily invested into the mines and the saloon.
Cool. That's enough to satisfy Abigail. She'll close the file and set it down
All right.
and wait for Mance to come back.
All right, he comes back and he goes, "Oh, good. Here, I brought you another cup of tea." He sets down another cup and straightens his file, sets them on the other side of the desk. And goes, "All right, now I believe you just have these 12 more papers to sign here and read through."
Oh, goodness. Good thing I've practiced my signature in the past. I thought I'd become a movie star.
Oh, well, that is quite an aspiring career these days, I hear. Those silent pictures. Whew. So exciting.
She just starts signing them, making small talk with him.
Yeah, all right. It's not terribly long before Cliff enters the law office. It's not hard to find the law office. It has a large sign that says Valentine and Mance.
Fair. That's very valid. Yeah, he will come over. Well, he'll stop and notice and, "Hello? I'm here to look for, the paperwork."
Oh, yes. You are...
Grayson. Clifford Grayson.
Clifford Grayson, right. Yes. I put your files... here it is. I found it. Would you care for a cup of tea? I think I made tea.
No. I'm okay.
Right, well, there's some papers for you to sign. Grayson.
I'm going to look at the file and
Uh-huh.
start reading to see exactly what I'm signing, because I am somewhat learned. Thanks, Dad.
All right, could you give me a library use or a law check, depending on what you're looking for?
I will do law, because that's exactly what my father specialized in. And watch I fail! I did.
Would you like to push this roll?
Yes. No. I'm going to use some luck.
You're gonna use 20 luck? Okay.
So I guess subtract,
Yep, you subtract 20 luck.
I was
Great.
so nervous for you.
No, not doing that one.
You were like, yes, I'd like to push. And I was like, no, there's not even a monster here yet. Please.
Oh, no,
You have
not
so
yet.
much to live for.
No, I want to know what's in this thing, though. So yeah, I will use some luck to do that.
All right, you spend luck, and you're reading over these papers. They seem to be fairly in order. It appears that your uncle was the mine's geologist, specializing in minerals and that kind of thing. He's left you a rather extensive mineral collection.
Amazing.
And there is a heavy investment in the mines as well. Appears to be maybe lived and breathed his work a little too much. There's also a substantial sum of money and a house.
I will keep all of that in mind. I will look at it. And within that will, or whatever you want to call it, there's nothing shady in there, is it?
As you're looking for anything shady, it seems to be written in very fine legalese. Apparently Valentine and Mance do know what they're doing, however unorthodox they may seem. There is, as you're reading through, you're getting to the fine print. You get to relative's last wishes. Your relative, Mr. Grayson, on cause of death, wished for his mineral collection to be buried in the mines he loved so much.
He like whispers to himself, but it's probably not that low. And he's just like, so you telling me somebody I ain't never met before that my father decided to neglect to tell me about wants me to go back into the mines where everybody is coughing to put some rocks back inside.
It's the miner's cough. Don't worry, the doctor told us it was fine before he died.
And yet there are dead people in that. And
But
he
they
points
didn't
towards
die from the cough.
I mean, it seems like a major cough to me.
It seems like a very hefty cough.
It's
I don't
just
cough
a minor
like that.
cough. People have had it for months. No one's
Wait,
died from it.
I just got that. Wait.
I quit. I'm just gonna go ahead and it's been a lovely afternoon with you all. I'm gonna go.
Anywho. Well, if that's not the issue, then that's I guess that's easy to do. Is
Yes.
there any type of ventilation other than the handkerchief that he like waves?
Of course we have vents in the mines.
I mean, do they do the job? Because, and he gets like, sir, like, obviously not with all the coughing.
Well, the vents were only installed in the past, 5 years or so. Everyone who's worked in the mines before that, the miners' coughs were then. Just extended, prolonged exposure is what the doctor told us.
Got it. And he looks over at Abigail. You find everything you need, miss?
Oh yes, I've already finished signing my papers. How are the bodies?
Well, they're dead. But past that, it looks like there was not just blunt force, if you will.
Really?
Well, did they look peaceful?
They looked perhaps like a piece of them is gone. And he like does a gesture, like it's something somehow.
Are you talking about murder?
Oh no, this don't seem like murder. I can't ascertain things like that. However,
Yes, if only we had a doctor in town to do the autopsies.
Well, we have a Mr. Wallace who seems to know.
Mr. Wallace is dead!
The one who is here with us.
Right! I forgot about them.
Wow. As I was
You're
saying.
all so smart. Incredible.
The other two, Miss Reed and Wallace, they seem to gather that somehow something got inside and there was an exit, not an entrance, is what I'm saying.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Which is why I'm going to sign this paper and find my way back to Chicago.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. You said you're from Chicago?
That's where I am. Well, wasn't born there. Born in St. Louis.
Beautiful city.
It's something.
And we cut back on the words beautiful city to Valerie and Joe looking in the mouth of one of these bodies.
I would just like to preface this scene with, I hate this.
I'm sorry, but not.
I hate this, and I hope they get Valerie first. Okay. There we go.
Wow.
But yes, I will also, are there doctor's tools, magnifying glasses, etc.?
So many.
Okay, I would like to get a pair of forceps to hold the mouth open so that Valerie does not have to.
Yes, yes. There's even gloves here.
Delightful. I will wear 2 sets of gloves at a time.
Get some rubber gloves.
Yes. And sort of get grab a pen light and a magnifying glass, and I'll just look at Valerie. I'm certain that there's not anything out of the ordinary in here, but you may want to take a step back just in case.
Give me a medicine or spot hidden check.
Ooh, hate it! Okay, in green. Okay. Hey!
Hard success.
I did it. I know how to doctor.
All right. So you look inside the mouth, and on the uvula, which is a little ball thing at the back of your throat.
Hate that. Okay.
You find that there is some like a purplish substance. It's almost like a phlegm-like consistency. Granted, it's a little dried out, seeing as how they've been on ice for several days.
Miss Reed, will you mind handing me a bottle of alcohol and one of those swabs in that jar over there?
Of course. And yeah, she'll go and get it.
Yeah.
She's kind of just more interested to see what Joe's doing, and will help out to continue it.
Gently dab the swab and then shake it a couple times so that it's not dripping and that the alcohol started to dry a little bit.
And like, have you swabbed yet?
No, I haven't swabbed yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the alcohol on I'm just drying out the swab a little bit so that it's wet enough to grab whatever that dry stuff is, but not so much that the alcohol might dissolve it.
Okay.
And then just like gently swab in there.
So you go to swab in there, and it's almost like a scab.
I already hate it.
A crust kind of breaks, and the inside is almost hot mozzarella cheese. Like, it grabs and stretches with the swab as you kind of pull back. You have to twist it a few times to get it out.
First of all, that's disgusting. Second of all, I am super hungry now. So thanks for that. Oh, Lord, I'm hungry. Okay. All right. Yeah, so he'll long arm pull it away and wrap it a couple times, like I guess the really macabre cotton candy.
Yep. Almost like almost taffy-like, is it?
Oh, man, I am hungry. Okay. And then hand the swab over to Valerie. And is there anything else in there?
No. It just seems to be you've collected most of it.
Yeah, now that I've collected the sample, I'll hand like the stick part to Valerie and point it away from her face before it leaves Joe's hand, and then take the forceps out and start sterilizing everything while Valerie can examine it.
Okay.
So,
Valerie's brow
got a swab of purple goo.
You're going down with me, Kiana. You think I'm coming down alone? I am not. I'm not dying alone here.
Who said we would die? Valerie is intrigued, hiding the fact that she's kind of weirded out, but like also she's traveled a lot of places, seen a lot of weird things in her times. Kind of just examining, looking at it.
Yeah, give me like some kind of a nature or a medicine check.
Uh,
or Natural
I
world.
have natural world.
Yeah, you can give me a natural world check to see if you've seen
Not
anything
great,
like this.
but nope, that's a fail.
Okay.
And I am not gonna spend. Wait, that's how much? That's 13.
It's only 13. You can do it.
When you said I have one doubt, but
I would never.
I'm gonna. I will spend that luck.
Okay, you'll spin that luck.
Yeah.
You have never seen any substance like this before, but it does remind you of something. When you were on that trek in the Amazon doing some big game hunting, there was some bugs around there that were really gooey when you smashed them. They kind of had that same peel back kind of feel and look to them.
I am hungry. Okay.
So it reminds you almost of insect-like. And we'll
Yeah.
leave you on that thought of, ooh, it's kind of insect-like. And we're gonna take a brief break because I feel like this is a good spot right here. Take a nice little break. So we will
I'm
see.
sorry for everybody who had their appetites ruined and or.
Stimulated?
Yeah.
I don't-
Sorry, not
Yeah.
sorry. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you then. Hey y'all, I know we're on break here for a moment, but I'm just gotta read out something for you guys. So, come February 18th, there is going to be the Call of Cthulhu starter set available on Roll20. Picture a world of mystery, horror, and adventure in a single set. It's very convenient. The Roll20 conversion of the Call of Cthulhu starter set has everything you need to start playing, including 3 scenarios for investigators and 1 solo adventure just for you. With the starter set, you can play through the basics of the system and explore the Cthulhu Mythos. You can get your sanity checks ready to explore the world of Cthulhu on February 18th. I will also add that the Alone Against the Flames is the solo intro adventure. I have played that before, and it is a whole lot of fun. It's all integrated into Roll20, so you don't have to do hardly any setup. Super easy. A lot of the modules are for between, there's one for levels 1 to 2 investigators, 3 to 5, and one for 2 to 5. So you can find one to kind of fit whatever size group you've got going on. And yeah, so just check that out. Again, February 18th, 3 days from now. It's going to be awesome. And we'll see you guys back in just a few minutes. And we're back from our break. Hope everyone had a good break. Bathroom, get everything you needed, snacks, etc. So yeah, Valerie and Joe had just taken a swab. And Valerie determined it seemed kind of insect-like in nature.
Hate it, hate it, hate it.
And,
Does she say out loud that it's insect in nature?
Yeah, she would share this information.
I think that Joe then would be like, the bugs here are crazy. Earlier today, I found some sort of gross thing in my shoes. It's probably a contamination.
oh, you always gotta check your shoes before you, head out, cause, spiders.
Just means these bodies are probably contaminated.
Have you happened to have some strange flying or buzzing insects around here?
Nah, it's the wrong time of year. It's February.
Valerie tilts
There's
her
snow
head.
outside.
Yeah, Joe will take a look at Valerie because it had not occurred to him that there shouldn't be flying bugs in February because he's from North Carolina and there's flying bugs year round. So you don't typically have any type of flying insects. That's new
I mean,
to y'all?
in the summer, sure.
What about in the mines?
I mean, well, you mostly just spiders in the mines, things that like caves, cave bugs, all of them. I'm not a zookeeper. I don't know, cave bugs.
No types of flying or buzzing bugs that do anything like this, do they? And like sort of points to the swab, and then
That's
also
that's
like
from a bug.
yeah, it would appear so.
Real interesting. No, can't say I remember any flying bugs around.
Joe will get a glass jar, break the swab in half, and put the sample in it, cork it up, put it in a pocket. Not the pocket with the good handkerchiefs.
Of course. I assume Joe has many pockets.
No, not enough.
Never enough.
Never enough. Anyway, yeah, and then Joe will. And are there any files that my uncle would have kept here?
Oh yeah, he's got like a whole filing cabinet. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Pretty sure it's supposed to be doctor-patient confidentiality, but you're a doctor, right? Don't say no. You can look at the files. I mean, you're related to him anyway, right? Wallace doctor.
TK is concerned because this person has been proven to be a very adept lawyer, but Joe doesn't think this is like Joe might think it's like weird, but is like, oh, this actually helps me, so I'm not gonna say anything.
I think Dr. Wallace kept like a journal too.
All right, and I would like to sort of go through the stuff on top to see, like, if Joe or if Uncle Wallace was investing in the mines, he likely has some sort of papers for like health, things like that. And of course, if he was saying things were just like a minor cough and stuff like that, I'd like to look at anything related to the mines.
Yeah, so you look at the paperwork. So there's a bunch of files and it's alphabetical. Seems very well organized. Mostly patient files from looks like the whole town's in there. All 50 of them. Oh, 46 now. But,
Damn. Too soon, Lindy.
Sorry.
I just lost my uncle. Please.
I'll try. I'm embodying Valentine right now. And there's his ledger as well, like in the top shelf of like the desk that's there. Flipping through, you do see some notes on a cough that appears to crop up. A few months ago, maybe about 6 months ago was the first case. Seems seems to only be appearing in the people who've worked in the mines a lot. And then the notes, however you do notice this, is a handwriting of your uncle gets more scratchy.
Hate that.
The closer to present day that you get. And the notes seem to be more and more sparse. You see him repeating certain notes on pages almost as if he's forgotten things.
That's very odd. I'll go ahead and I'll take the file and slip it into my I have a doctor's briefcase. I'm gonna just slip it in my doctor's briefcase. And I think we're ready to go look at that paperwork now.
All right, let's get going then. Valerie, you're a pretty aware person. You're a big game hunter. You feel like you're being watched as you're standing in this doctor's office. And when you guys step outside, you see why. There is an old man with kind of like a cockeyed hat, scraggly beard, and very worn clothes, who was apparently looking in through the window, kind of staggers and falls back into a snowbank as you guys exit the building. You see Valentine roll his eyes. On his jacket, appears to be maybe an old military jacket, you see a patch. It says SWET, S-W-E-T-T.
Can we help you?
You can see me?
Quite clearly, yes.
Oh, well maybe you can help me.
Oh.
No one believes me. No one's listening to me anymore. And you hear Valentine go, oh my gosh, Richard, would you knock it off?
Joe is gonna put the handkerchief over his mouth and sort of step behind Valerie.
Sorry, this is a town drunk.
Does he look drunk?
He looks... give me...
There's a difference between I'm drunk and talking weirdly about stuff, and I'm not drunk and I'm talking weirdly about stuff.
He is holding an empty beer bottle.
Okay.
But you don't know how long it's been. He doesn't reek of it.
Okay.
So. Y'all ain't from around here. You should help out. Yeah. I won't suspect you.
Valerie is intrigued, but it's also now
right.
just...
Richard, go somewhere else. I have clients here. People have died, Richard. Richard just that's the problem. That's the problem, it's gonna happen more and more often. No one believes me. You would believe me, don't you? And he's gonna come towards you, Valerie.
Valerie, I think, just puts out a hand to put on his shoulder, but also to keep a distance.
He just grabs your hand. You believe me, don't you?
Joe has backed up 5 extra feet, is away from all of this nonsense. It's just no, thank you. I prefer not.
And you notice that underneath his hat, the reason it's cockeyed now that he's closer, you see what looks to be tinfoil.
Ooh, don't love that.
Oh my god. Valerie, who is still keeping him at an arm's length. I believe I do have to attend to some business, but perhaps if we could speak at a different point.
Of course, I'll be waiting. Don't worry, I'll find you.
Run along now. Shoo. Waves another hanky.
Yeah,
shoo.
Be good at the shooing. Shoo them bugs away. And he potters off further off into the town. I'll find you! Pointing at Valerie.
Oh, hate that. That's probably the scariest part is a drunk person screaming, I'll find you across the street. It's I need to get on the bus. I must leave this place.
All right. And you two head off back to the Manson Valentine Law Office, where Clifford, you filled out the paperwork. It's pretty simple. The last thing you have to do before you're able to claim this inheritance is bring your Uncle Grayson's favorite mineral from his collection and bury it in the mines.
Now, let me make something clear, or more so, let me clarify or get some clarification, if you will. Did the will say I must return the rocks to get everything else, or is it saying if you could please that for me?
You must return the rock to get everything.
Yep, that's how my life works. You know, you try to get something good for yourself, you got to return rocks to a death-causing cave. Great.
Oh, don't worry. It's been refortified since then. The hazard has been removed.
And yet you need us to go fix... Never mind.
No, the mine is fixed. We've been fixing it all week. Freak accident.
He looks over at Abigail. So, miss, what are your plans? Does your will say you have to do something else, or is it just me?
I have to go retrieve a birth certificate?
In the mine?
No, it's in a lockbox, but I apparently know the combination too.
Well, that sounds easier than mine. While I'm here, I'm going... No, I'm not.
Okay.
No,
Are you sure?
Yep, that's not him. That's me trying to be weird. That's not
Abigail's gonna, get up close to Cliff. So, is the fortune worth putting all those minerals back?
I mean, I'm getting what's necessary and what's due to me.
It is many thousands of dollars, which is in 1921 real good money.
Because, I mean, if he didn't leave you much, you could just abandon the minerals, but I'm guessing if he left you a lot, this is something you want to do. A strong man like yourself.
Clifford is very charming when he wants to be. Therefore, he can eye when someone else is trying to be charming too. And he, by the way, he's been wearing like a newsboy cap. I never said that. And he kind of takes it off and holds it. Ma'am, I'm sure you have a lot that you've never had to work for. It just drip drops into your fingertips. That's not me. I've worked from the ground up, and when there's something that happens to fall into my lap, trust me, and he gets a little closer, no one else is getting it but me, and he winks.
Man. Abigail's speechless.
And he steps back and attach his hat.
You can just see her take a look at Cliff and then take a look at Mance and then take a look back at Cliff.
If you need some assistance, though, go into a lockbox and, I guess, unlocking it. I wouldn't mind.
I'll keep that in mind. I just have to find this combination somewhere.
Well, you seem like a woman who can get what she wants. I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
And as you say that, Joe, Valerie, and Valentine burst into the room. All right, let's sign some papers. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get moving so I can collect so we can get you all grieving people all taken care of.
Cliff, seeing people, and probably would have heard him right beforehand, he will, immediately step back and just kind of get back to his zone.
Abigail's offended. She's so offended by that.
Right, so paperwork. You get this file and you get this. Just signature dots. I've marked in blue pen on X's where you guys need to sign. And then, of course, last will and testimony, blah, 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 they're dead, etc. They each request one last thing done for them before you can collect. Simple stuff.
He like looks at the other two, Valerie and Joe. Just make sure you read it over. You might have to do things. Just a warning.
Joe will look at Cliff and if you got a little time later, you want to sidebar with me? And then goes to collect the paperwork. What, let me see what I've got in law real quick. Nothing.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm like 25 at law. So
Excellent. That's actually pretty good.
Is it? I don't remember putting numbers in that,
Well,
but I
it's
must
better
have.
than 5.
Is it?
I mean, percentage-wise.
If I still roll like garbage?
You never know.
I don't know.
That's the beauty of Call of Cthulhu, is you never know when you're gonna make a success, because you could roll a 2 and just succeed at pretty much everything.
Rolls a 95.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for funsies
Okay.
to see if there's anything.
Sure. You succeed.
I can't believe this. I'm a fucking law wizard, I guess. I don't know. Can I say fuck? Too late. Anyway. Sure. Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary, looking at it, it seems pretty typical. It's very well written. This lawyer, whoever wrote this up, knew what they were doing. However, there is a last request that must be completed
Delightful.
before
See?
you can
you.
collect your very extensive inheritance.
Oh, please say find out who killed me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says, it's a handwritten. It's a handwritten note from the doctor himself on this portion of the paperwork, and it's kind of in a shaky hand, and it says, "Look over my newest investment."
Is the handwriting similar to
Yes.
the last few
ledger.
days?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hate it.
And looking through the paperwork, you would see that his last investment is an expansion, a new branch on the mines.
I hate you, Lindy. Okay, yeah. Joe's like, I would say that if Joe were paler skinned, the color would go from his face. But there's like a sort of ashen tone. And he just like slowly looks over his shoulder at Cliff, just like Cliff can tell without any insight that Joe is terrified of whatever is in the paperwork.
Yeah, and Cliff will look over. Let me guess. You going in the mine too?
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, I got to drop off some rocks. So,
Yeah, Joe's gonna walk over to Cliff's side and start to sidebar and tell him about, like, show him the sample that they took, and we'll step around, like, if there's like a corner, or we can step outside or something.
Yeah, there's like a waiting room, and it's rather large.
We're gonna step into the foyer and sort of show him the last few notes.
I'm gonna name my daughter for you. Sorry.
Hey. Sorry, I got excited. Yeah, we're gonna step into the foyer and just go over. Yeah.
Once everybody is clear, he goes, "What the fuck is going on?"
I don't know. This feels like some. There's. Let's be honest, brother. The devil is in those mines, and like pulls out the jars. Like, we got this out of the back of one of them's throats. I can't believe this.
My ancestors didn't go through that to deal with some mine stuff like this.
I don't know. What do you think is worth it? Do you?
It's a lot of money.
It's
it
enough
is a lot
money
of
to
money
live comfortably for the rest of your lives.
We gotta be honest. This is more money than we're ever gonna see. Otherwise,
Look, I got friends who about to be doing the next biggest basketball thing in Chicago, and even I don't think they're gonna be making this money. Cough, cough, Harlem Globetrotters. Cough.
Yeah. And Joe's like, if I invest this money, I could have a practice for myself before I even graduate. Just waiting for me. But I don't know about this cost. If you're in, I'm in.
You said it perfectly. We ain't gonna be seeing as much money in a long time, if not ever. And my little brother, he gotta survive too.
Could I try to eavesdrop on their conversation?
Give me a listen check.
Yeah. And Joe, like, after having gone over some of the last points of the notes, in the doctor's notes, and obviously has no idea about the eavesdropping.
Same.
You
Looks
hear
at
all of it, every
Yeah.
even like the bated
tells the
breaths.
notes, compares like the handwriting to the last few notes, is like, he knew something was wrong, and then looks at Cliff and is like, it's you and me, brother. We have to survive, even if it means nobody else does.
Looking at notes, he's going to look at his own inheritance paper and like where it's signed, and see if the even though the handwriting is going to be different because it's two different people.
Yeah.
Is there a shift as well?
So the difference between yours and Mr. Wallace's is that Mr. Grayson's note is, it appears to have just been signed, like the lawyer drafted up everything, and it's just authenticated by Mr. Grayson. It's not a personal note. It's more like it was typed up and then signed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
Seems that Mr. Wallace's was a very recent addition.
is there? Yeah. Is it obvious that this is something that like feels like a very recent addition? Like
Yes.
he knew within the last few weeks that he could die.
Yeah, it kind of gets that. You kind of get that vibe from the Mr.
Yeah.
Wallace's will.
Joe tells Cliff that it's like he knew something was wrong. He knew that he could die. And he wants us to go down in that mine to investigate. And if you're in it, I'm in it too. But we gotta live. We gotta survive. We gotta stay together, even if it means that the ladies don't.
Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. The first sight of something wrong, we're gonna set the standard right now. If we're in this group and something goes wrong, or someone says, "Help me," we run. Period.
And Joe will reach out a hand to shake on it.
And he reaches on the shakes, but you also see him look pat his side. But I also got something just in case.
All right. And that's the end of the sidebar with Joe and Cliff as they make their deal to like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
We getting out.
I love it.
Throw
Abigail,
some rocks down a mine shaft and
you heard
run.
every word. Valerie, are you filling out your paperwork?
She's reading it over. She had been now. She has some like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. Give me a law or a library use check.
Oh boy. Neither of these are both of these are at the base levels.
Your uncle was a librarian.
Yeah. Did I really know him? No, not really.
That's true. Very true.
We'll just use library.
Should have sent you more books.
Oh, that was a success.
It's a success. All these crazy successes on like the low skill rolls. Yeah, it appears to read like it's a lot of legalese. It seems to be in order. The last request is that so it doesn't matter what you do with the rest of the library and my collection of books. Just please read what I was last reading.
Oh, I'm sure that's fine in Call of Cthulhu.
Sure, it's
just
fine.
Read a book.
Read a book. What harm ever came from reading a book?
It's not the Necronomicon. It's probably fine.
Valerie brow will raise again. But we'll fold up the note and slide it away. Is Abigail like near the door to like eavesdrop what's going on? Is she in the room? Or is she
Valentine is smoking a cigar, and Mance keeps pouring people cups of tea, forgetting he seems to have already poured you a cup of tea. And then not knowing to do with this fresh teacup of tea and just setting them down on the desk.
I would say after Joe and Cliff stop talking, Abigail would make her way back in to talk to Valerie.
Okay. Yeah, so,
Listen, the boys are trying to set us up. They said if they get out, they don't care if we don't. And frankly, if they're gonna say that, I don't want them to get their inheritance. I'm gonna be honest. Us girls gotta stick together. Hard world out there.
It's not personal, please.
you definitely see, like, the expression on Valerie's face just even more amused by this entire unfolding of events. Oh, well, that's interesting. Are you proposing something here, Miss Drayton?
Well, if they're gonna form an alliance, why don't we? I say we try this out with them. They both have to go to the mines for their will. And if they don't make it out, well, we will with our inheritance.
Well, I am not one to directly sabotage or interfere unless it's absolutely necessary. But it's good to keep an eye out anyways for potential opportunities.
If you watch my back, I'll watch yours.
I think I could find that amenable.
You
Before
say
we
that.
do anything.
You hear an incessant tapping on the glass.
Is it my new buddy?
Yes.
My new friend.
It's your new friend. Found you.
Yes, of course you did. I promised to talk with somebody. And like her eyes go, like, she doesn't look towards the window, but like her entire body is like that. But before we do anything else, I think I'd like to return to my room and be more prepared for whatever happens next.
All right. I'll see you around, Valerie.
Abigail. And Valerie will head out to outside where there is a very impatient buddy.
Yeah. He seems to have like a brown paper bag clutched to him.
Oh, fun.
And the empty beer bottle still.
Richard, would you walk with me as you tell me what's going on?
Yeah, that sounds great. Just get out of here. Gotta help.
Help with what? I need more information.
The town. You gotta help the town.
The town from?
Them. They're watching. Everything. Everyone, except for me. I escaped their notice. I made protection. He taps the tin foil under his hat.
And who exactly is them?
Your uncle, he was reading about him. I brought you his book. Holds up the paper bag.
Oh. Convenient. Wow. Amazing. Well, that's an interesting coincidence. Do you happen to know what this book is?
Never learned how to read.
Oh. Well then.
Got lots of pictures, and they match. They match exactly.
Match?
Them.
You're going to have to be a little more clear as to who they are.
I don't know what they call them, except them. The enemy. Enemy.
Are they people?
No, but they get in you. They get at you like maggots.
Like bugs?
Yeah, just like that.
You wouldn't happen to have noticed some interesting flying bugs around, would you?
That's them. I'm telling you, you gotta help us with them. But they're not always bugs.
And what's in it for me, exactly?
You don't become one of them?
What's stopping me from just taking the next train out?
Next train ain't till the weekend, you see. That's not till Saturday. Train only comes on weekends, it's Monday. You know how many nights that is? Hiding from them?
I've hidden from many a dangerous thing before.
Well, I don't think I can hide from them for much longer, even with my protection each. That is tinfoil. You stopped them. You could stop them.
This
They haven't
wouldn't
gotten to
hap-
you yet, have they? You've been here at night. They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
This wouldn't happen to have any connections with the mines.
I think that's where they're coming from.
Oh. So I'm just expected to deal with them.
I'll help. I can do whatever you need.
You'll
Tell
help.
you all sorts of things, yeah. Oh, I don't want to become one of them as much as you don't. And trust me, you don't.
I think at this point they probably got him back to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
And Valerie's heading upstairs to her room. Probably with him just trailing along and just chatting.
You get an eye roll from Bonnie as Richard walks in behind you, but she didn't say anything.
Right, so is there anything else I should know?
Head protection. Yeah. That'll help.
Head protection, as in the one that you're wearing.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll help.
How
Should
does
help.
that help?
Get at you then. It's not as easy.
So they have an in with your top of your head?
Just... I only saw it happen to Mr. Reed.
You saw it happen.
Yeah. First, he was sitting there reading this book. He'd been to the mines earlier that night, and he took off bags. He had a lot of equipment with him, prospecting. You need equipment for prospecting. And this little bug, not a little bug, it was about big bug, crawled out his bags, and it just flew right into him.
Through which way?
His forehead.
It flew into his forehead.
Yeah, just like, whoa. Like going through a waterfall. Except you couldn't see it, because a forehead's not a waterfall, you see?
No.
And waterfalls are frozen this time of year, so I probably should have picked something else to analogize.
But it just passed through.
Yeah. Like a ghost.
And does it have to be whatever you're wearing, or does it just have to be
I don't
covering
know.
the head?
I ain't been possessed by them ghost bugs yet, so I figure it's just head protection in general.
There happened to be a store in town that sells hats.
I mean, yeah, the general store.
Good.
Also the mines. Mines have hard hats. Nobody wears them though. They're all stupid.
I don't know if I would like to put something from the mine on my head if
As long as it don't have a ghost bug, you're fine.
Valerie had entered her room, and she is picking up that bag of hers, which has her gun and her ammo, and she's slinging it over her shoulders with practice ease. I think there's like, I think attached to it, there's like this little, you know how the keychains or whatever, but like a token of, and I think it has like a bunch of claws and fur and stuff on it, clearly from her previous successful hunts.
Very cool.
And it jangles a little bit before it settles. Right. So, how many other people do you think have been affected?
Hell, hard to say, really. No one believes me. Nobody, except for you. You believe me, don't you?
Sure.
Hell, I knew you would. Oh, boy. I don't know. It could be all of them. It could be none of them. It could be some of them.
Did Mr. Reed have a cough?
Yeah.
Did it happen before or after the ghost bug incident?
I think it was after.
Interesting. Well,
Doctor said it was a minor cough.
Very minor, I'm sure.
He had it too. Hugs his bottle close.
Going to go and speak with some of the other visitors.
Alright. Where do you want me to wait for you?
Somewhere where nobody would be suspicious of where you're waiting.
Go to the prospector's house. The prospector. Everyone here's a prospect. I'll go to the foreman's house. He's dead. No one's living there right now. No one will suspect. Probably even got food there.
Valerie, I know that that Abigail has to deal with that. I have no idea.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, Valerie has no idea.
Salutes and heads out.
Let's him go. Sorry, Micah. And Valerie's gonna go seek out Joe with this new information, these updates on bugs.
What time of day is it?
By this
Are we
point,
getting on towards night?
it's getting around early afternoon. Lunch has been provided at the law office. There's a lot of sandwiches.
Okay,
Tea.
early afternoon. Yeah, I think Joe would be preparing to. Well, I think Joe would actually probably accompany Cliff to get those minerals.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they're both going to the mines anyway, might as well go together.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Stressing out.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to the mines soon. That's all.
Don't love this picture. That's cool.
You know the scene is what? You know the scene in Scary Movie 2 when they're like dealing with the ghosts and they're like, "All right, you three follow me."
Yup. It's the three black dudes.
And we're like, "We going
Brenda's
down."
I watched that 2 days ago and I was like, Brenda, please. She's like, "You're my best friend." I thought you said I was your best friend. Was. I'm gonna miss you, girl.
Big facts.
I was like, that's me though. Plus, her braids looked in that movie. Anyway, style icon Brenda.
All right, so Joe and Cliff have headed off to Mr. Grayson's house. Valerie, you get back, and Abigail, you're probably getting out to head to the foreman's house to open that safe.
Check it out. See how big it is.
So you run into Valerie walking towards the law office. Boys have headed out. Not about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, hi, Valerie.
Hello. Had a very interesting conversation, but where are you headed now?
My uncle left me his house, so I'm going to check it out. Make sure it's up to code, I guess.
Would you like me to join you, or would you like to do this alone?
Oh, you're welcome to come. I mean, that'd be great for some company, especially since we're like a team now. You know.
Valerie will incline her head, and will accompany Abigail.
All right. So, the foreman's house is right across the street. Like a little path that goes up towards the mines. You can see the opening of the mines. Not terribly far from here. Probably make maybe a 5-minute walk to work. Nice and small. But you see that apparently the geologist house right across the street. The foreman's house. Probably because they both had to be at the mines every day. So you see the boys, the key, go into Mr. Grayson's house. It's got a big G on the front door. As Abigail and Valerie do the foreman's house, Mr. Drayton's house. You hear a rustling inside from the Drayton household, but let's go over to the Grayson house. You have the key.
Yeah.
Seems to be a simple locked door. It's a small cabin.
Hate this.
You open it up, and it is, there's some light coming in through the windows, and...
I cast light. I'm kidding.
You're insane already.
I would like to walk around and turn on every light in the house. No. Just like I do at my own house.
It does seem to have electric lighting.
Ooh.
Oh, he fancy. He got money.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
him.
they have a lot of money. They've invested heavily into the mines. So,
Yeah.
you can
Then I
flick
guess
the
I'll
lights
jump-
on.
yeah.
You see a switch and you go. You flick it on, and the lights in the house all come on. And the house is a mess. It almost looks like someone tossed the place. Except for the very
Someone
center.
did what? I'm sorry?
Almost looks like someone tossed the place. You know, like they were
Okay.
like...
Oh, toss the place.
Yeah.
I thought you said something else. I was like,
It almost looked like someone tossed the place. However, in the center of the living room, the room you enter into, all the furniture and possessions have been pushed up against the walls, and in the center is a black symbol. Looks like a star with an eye in the center.
So there's a box, and on that box is
No,
a
it's
star.
just painted on the floor, almost like
Oh.
carved into the floor, and then covered with some black substance.
Excuse my my language, but what in the heavenly fuck is that?
I couldn't tell you. Let's And Joe's gonna open up their doctor's briefcase and take out a pen light, magnifying glass, and start poking.
You start poking.
Go ahead.
What are you looking for in particular?
I would like to be looking for it to just be totally normal.
Oh, well,
But if it's
sorry.
out of the ordinary, I would like to look for like obvious signs that it is like inorganic or
Okay.
some manner of secretion.
It
or something
appears
like
to
that.
be, once you get closer, it's not black like you thought it was. It's a very dark, viscous purple.
Cool. Hate that. And Joe will hold up the sample that they took next to it.
Same color.
Hate it. Okay. And
And as you get closer, it appears to have been not like carved into the floor, but more like melted into the floor.
can I'd like to use a scalpel to just
Yeah.
like tap the top of it.
Yeah, it's you tap the top and it like just similar to like when you scraped the uvula, that crust kind of breaks.
Okay, so it has a crust.
And it's
okay.
and it's gooey on the inside,
Nope.
Delightful. Like a
like taffy.
like a flan.
Yeah, yeah, like a flan.
Like a baked Alaska, like a creme brulee,
Yeah, there you go.
a caramelized top.
Yep.
Joe will look over his shoulder and look at Cliff. Better not touch this. Not sure why it burned into the floor, but no reason it wouldn't try and burn into us. We'll just keep a wide berth.
And you
Look.
see now that you're closer to it, in the center of the eye is a crystal of some sort.
That's somebody else's crystal. That's not my crystal. I'm not touching that. But I am. I'm fucking touching it. Is there like a broom or something?
Yeah, there's like a broken broom handle. I
fucking hate it. Okay. I would like to... Let me just gather my spirit. I would like to sort of lever the crystal out with the broken broom
like just
handle.
like knock it out.
Hey, make sure that ain't one of the minerals I gotta take out, because that's gonna be not what I want to do.
All right.
And as you say that,
back.
you look back at Cliff and you see a picture of his deceased relative behind him, holding that crystal in a picture. And it's got like a first place sticker on it.
You can go straight to hell. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and lever this stupid beloved crystal out of this goop.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a dexterity check?
Ooh. What did I put in dexterity? Almost nothing. Okay. I put everything in intelligence like a fool.
You could push the roll.
I
could. Or you could spend luck, or you could just let it be.
Is there any way that I could help? Because like this is something I know that I'm gonna look at this picture. I'm gonna look at that rock. I'm gonna look back at my uncle. I'm gonna say,
you son of a bitch.
Exactly. See, this is why I play with balls, not men. Okay, and I'm gonna go over. Is there any way I can like, first of all, grab something like I'm sorry, Joe. I grabbed that handkerchief that I had, and I'm like, can I like try to help get the thing out? I don't know what that would be. Yeah,
I'll go ahead and fail and look very silly doing it.
So you like knock it over, and it's about to touch the outside edge of this like center of the eye. It's like real close to the purple crusty goo. Cliff, how would you like to try to get this out? You've got the handkerchief. It's about this star that's melted into the floor. It's about, I'd say about 10 feet in diameter. It's most of the room.
And how big is the thing in the center?
It's about this big.
Yeah, I'm going to, you know how like when like, I'm gonna use this analogy, and I'm sorry if it's gross. Like if your dog poops and you don't, and it's not in the right place, you like get like a paper towel and you grab it.
All right, so you reach out and you try to reach with the handkerchief hand to grab the crystal.
Yeah.
Being careful not to touch any of the lines.
Yeah, because we don't do
Give me a dexterity check, please.
In this house.
I want to like. Oh no.
You can push it, or you can spend luck.
You know what? We haven't done it yet. I'm gonna push it.
Push it. I believe it. So you push. So you just roll it again, and you have to get under 32.
Oh no!
I'm scared. No, I didn't. No,
not under 32. So you get the crystal, but as you like reach out, you like lose your balance a bit, and your elbow breaks through the crust on some of this goo and goes in it. And that's when we're gonna cut over to the Drayton household.
Oh, hate this.
Don't like that. For the Bible said, don't try me. And first shade Corinthians, that's when it said it.
I see. I'll have to double check that later. But at the Drayton household, you guys go up to the door, you have your key, Abigail, and the door opens for you, and you see what appears to be a lunatic at the doorway. He's like, "You brought help. Yes, that's very good." I got you a hat.
Abigail, this is Richard. Richard, this is Abigail, who's not necessarily helping, but she is not an enemy as either.
Did you send someone to my new house?
I did not realize this was going to be your new house. You did not share that information with me until after all this happened.
So he just broke into my house?
Apparently, I wasn't expecting him to actually walk right in.
You said to meet you here, so I did.
Is this guy to be trusted, Valerie? I thought we just agreed that men are trash.
I have been known to root through the garbage, ma'am.
Please, somebody clip this.
Oh, God.
You're rooting through the garbage?
Sometimes, do what you gotta do. And
God.
he opens the door. Well, come on in. We can rendezvous. And as you do, I've got a map. Because
Oh, a map.
Figured why not.
A map?
For my house?
Yeah, your house has a map. Look at that great map.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
In the famous words of TK, hate this.
Look at that map. That good map.
Well, enjoy your demons. Ripperoni.
Hey, demons, it's me, your boy.
Yum.
I didn't touch nothing, ma'am, in your house except for these hats. Well, I gotta get a second one for you now that you're in on it. I'll be right back. And you see him run up the stairs.
Is he looting my house? I don't even know if there's valuables here yet.
Valerie is probably not looking at that, but probably peering inside. To do we? The map shows us play or something.
It's hard to miss
but-
it, honestly. It's a little difficult to not see it. And you recognize this substance because the light's just shining on it. It looks a lot like that purple hue stuff.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Abigail, I would suggest that you don't touch that.
Well, it's questionable interior decorating, if I may say so, but I'm not going to be staying here for much longer. I'm sure it's someone's taste.
Right.
He runs back downstairs. I got you a hat. He hands you a hat.
Cool.
Is it just a normal hat?
Yeah, it's like a cozy winter hat. It's got a pom-pom on it.
I'll put it on, because this guy is very intriguing.
Right. Now, go into the mines. We kill them buggers.
I think we're jumping a few steps here.
No, I didn't jump him the whole way here. I walked here. I walked fast, but I didn't jump nothing.
Richard, if me and Abigail could have a moment, please.
Oh, sure. You have your moment. I won't intrude.
Right.
Do you mind going and getting me a new hat?
What's wrong with that one? You don't
A
like
more
the hat?
stylish one. Well, it clashes with my outfit.
All right, there's only one hat left. I'll go get it. Upstairs.
He runs fast, so you might want to talk fast as well.
So, it appears to be a much more sinister part of the deaths that have been happening around here, and something that may affect us and our own well-being. That, and gesture towards the symbol, is perhaps connected to it, and it appears that all of the relatives that have passed away in that unfortunate rock falling incident were not killed simply by the cave in.
Right, I thought we said it was a murder. Or maybe I said it was a murder and I didn't really listen. But I have to ask what that has to do with us. So if I'm just going to sell this house and take all the valuables,
Well, that's a very valid way of going about this, but the trains are only in every weekend. And apparently this threat is enough that, well, during the time that we wait from now until that train arrives, we could be in danger.
oh heavens no. She's gonna put her hand to her chest.
Valerie's unfazed by this. Just showing.
What should we do? I mean, the boys seem to have it out for us. They don't seem to care if we live or die.
Well, could be interesting to see where they go. And perhaps if they follow the instructions, but then perhaps not quite reach the objective or don't get out alive. But we say that we finished the last request.
I like the way you think.
I thought you would.
Well, let's get out of here before your friend comes back.
That's very fair. Are you sure you don't want to take any valuables now?
Well, I'll be coming back for sure. And it'll all be here when I come back, I'm sure.
Sure. Now, okay.
Linda, you muted.
I was muted for the stream because there was a big dog barking. So there's this hat he comes back down the stairs with. And this hat is a crime. So it's green and pink.
Nope.
And it looks to have been crocheted. It's a wide-brimmed hat with like paper flowers around it. Got you the last hat.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna take it from him and fling it into the room. Just keep the one I'm wearing on.
Okay.
Right.
Just throw it into the fireplace.
Yeah.
You.
Perhaps we should meet up with the other two before they head into the mines. Can follow them and...
Yeah, let them go first.
All right. So you guys exit the house, and the boys went into the house right across the street. No big deal. Except that one of y'all's elbows just landed in a bunch of goo. So let's hop back to that. It's sticky. Pull it out. It almost feels like trying to pull your arm out of glue, but you pull it out. You have the crystal and a handkerchief, protected,
No.
safe.
Get off me. Get off me.
Hate that.
That's disgusting. I'm gonna find something. Actually, the handkerchief, you're trying to like wipe it all
Yeah,
off.
you're able to scrape most of it off. But the girls here, nope, don't like that. Hate that, get off of me, as they walk up to the house.
As the girls walk up to the house, they will definitely see Joe like opening the door and like slipping out back first and then closing the door. It's just like, ladies,
Is everything all right?
always all right. Cliff is just doing some
Cliff
like,
runs out right
housework.
then. Cliff goes like, boom, like slams the door. We're fine.
Sorry, Cliff. Thought you were right behind me.
Yep.
Someone break into your house too.
No, I just had an accident and somehow touched some nasty purple goo on the ground.
Joe will like flick eyes from Cliff to Valerie, and it's just like, we should go.
Right.
I forgot what Joe's voice sounded like for a minute.
Yeah.
Fuck
the quicker
it.
we can do this, the quicker the better.
We'll accompany you.
Well, I would surely like that. Thank you. And like sort of holds out an elbow for Valerie.
Valerie will take it.
Abigail holds out her hand, expecting Cliff to hold out an elbow.
Cliff is kind of in his own thing. He doesn't even see the hand. He gets like, nope, heading straight off to the mine.
And you
Must be dead.
and but before you can retract your hand, Richard takes it, my lady, and escorts you off to the mine.
Hate that.
So
we'll all suffer.
as one does in Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu, the game of suffering. And you all make it to the mines. Yay, mines. All right. Let's all jump over to the mines here. Got a map. Just gotta find it.
Am I gonna hate this?
No. Can you guys see the map?
No.
Yes.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah,
He's
zoom
got
out
a
of it.
scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I put it that far down.
There I am.
But I did. Okay, there we go.
I did it.
Oh, that token for retreat. Give me.
Oh no.
So you guys are at the mines. Richard leads you there very enthusiastically.
Ooh.
And he seems to know which way he's going. Come on, y'all. We gotta get in, we gotta stop, we gotta put an end to this.
Uh-huh.
And you remember seeing workers enter the mines earlier, Cliff.
Yeah, yes, I
Yeah.
do.
You'd think you'd hear sounds of mining, but you don't.
How quiet is it?
It's very quiet.
Don't like that. I'm good.
Oh, they probably just stepped out for a noonday meal.
It's minus in a mine. You would think you would hear some click clacks or anything.
You
down
do
here.
notice that there is electrical lights running through the mine, though. Pretty impressive.
Well, they got money.
That is very impressive.
Come on. Gotta get in here.
We're coming.
Give me spot hidden checks as everybody enters the mines.
Can I do a listen instead?
Yes, you may.
What the hecky? Well, if she's going to do a listen, I want to do a medicine. I'm kidding. Hey,
Nice.
I was just kidding.
Nice.
Oh wow, I'm gonna spend 3 luck.
Okay. Abigail, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Valerie, you spend 3 look.
Yep.
You hear a faint buzzing.
Oh, hate that.
Joe, you walk in, and you notice immediately trails of blood.
I would like
on
to
the floor
walk
of this
out.
mine.
I would like to walk back to North Carolina, please. oh no. Okay. Joe will point it out.
And
you said
you also notice some gunpowder in like this direction.
I can smell it or I can see it.
You can smell it. If you go down a little bit, you'll be able to see about
Oh, I hate this.
about like 15 or so barrels
Yeah.
of like blasting powder.
Joe will reach out to the nearest person and set his hand on their shoulder and, do you see that on the floor? I have no idea who the nearest person to me is. Let me roll over.
It'd be Abigail.
Oh.
Or
Oh,
Valerie.
Abigail. No, yeah,
Yeah.
Abigail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, like take a step away from the blood. Oh,
You're standing
Mind
right
your
in it.
Mind your footing. And you smell that. It's a
Oh, nope. And you
gunpowder
see-
discharge.
I
Oh,
reach
I
in.
wouldn't- I
Sorry.
wouldn't know what that sounds like or smells like.
Oh, I see.
I reach on my side and I unhook a little leather thing and I pull out a revolver. Like, not doing this today.
Is it common for miners to bring guns down?
Oh no, it's for the blasting. New tunnels and like blasting powder.
And the blood?
Oh, that's new since I've been in here last.
When were you in here last?
Well, I haven't been exactly doing my civic duty. A few months.
And
he pulls out a fly swatter.
how
I'm
much
ready.
blood?
You know.
Is that to scale?
Yeah, let's say it is. That's
You're
fun.
the devil, Lindy. Can I see how new it is? You said it was dry. Is it like old dry or is it
This one
this
does
happened
appear,
an hour ago?
This does
dry?
appear to be old dry.
Oh God, thank God. Okay. Yeah, Joe will just sort of like kneel down, look at it a little bit. must have been from a previous accident. It's probably safe to continue.
Valerie, taking out her rifle.
Yeah, you get here. Click, click. Nope.
I'd like to take out a gat real quick. And
He surely has one.
I would like to pull a Uzi from the minecart.
Joe's
One of the
keeping
many pockets.
right.
No, it's just more handkerchiefs. Sorry.
Nigga, I was saying Joe's keeping a close trail on Weirdo.
Yeah.
Because he don't know what's happening.
Richard Sweat.
Weirdo, like I said.
Yeah.
Hate this.
And he kind of points down there and he goes, "Powder's down there. Be careful if you have any cigarettes. That's a no smoking zone." And he kind of chuckles to himself a little bit and then keeps going down lines.
My God, there's, and I assume we see this blood on the floor too. Now that we're looking for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
neat.
so much.
Okay. Joe does try to keep up with the group, but Joe is not very athletic, much like me. So Joe, I think, is trailing behind the group.
Yeah, and Valerie is keeping an ear out for that buzzing.
Yeah, and Cliff's definitely like looking up. He's like the Fred of the group right now, just like, nope.
Yeah. And all of this blood is equally old?
It's this specific line here seems a little fresher.
No, I hate it. I'll swab it and put it in a vial.
Okay.
And put it back in the briefcase.
So, you guys hear a faint, you can all hear a faint muffled buzzing as you get into this area. It's where the trail goes cold.
Richard, do you have any idea where the extension of the mine would be?
Oh, it's in this area, this vicinity. We're marking it out.
Is there any way we can see like marks or what do they call it? Surveyor's marks, things like
hidden
that.
check.
Is there any of that purple stuff around, or is it just?
I don't see any.
Okay.
Or is it just ruining my life? Spot hidden. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a point of luck.
All right.
To succeed.
You use a point of luck to succeed, and it seems to be some marks in this vicinity.
Okay. Joe will point in that direction and be, I think I see some surveyor's marks down there.
All right. And Valerie's gonna take a few steps ahead.
Yeah, Joe does not move from where he is. Really, just see some down there.
I will flank Valerie just because he doesn't like one. I mean, big game hunter, but still.
Yeah. Joe does prefer for the people with guns to be in front of him.
That is usually a good idea. So there's appears to be a stone wall in front of you guys.
Is there anything on the wall?
There's some surveyor like chalk marks, like some numbers.
Do they mean anything?
They don't. They seem to be markings of like maybe feet depth, like needed to dig, that kind of thing. You're not a surveyor. It's hard to say.
I'm surely not.
How do you investigate this wall?
If anything, I'm gonna be like every person I know, and I'm going to give you an example.
Okay, excellent. As you touch it, it feels smooth, and your hands seem to go through the wall a bit.
Oh.
What the?
Yeah, Valerie was about to like tap on it and listen to it.
You see his hands kind of, and then pulls it back out.
Valerie's gonna take her very long rifle and kind of hesitantly jam it in because she doesn't want
Ting!
I'm gonna say this one more time for the people in the back. What in the hell, heavenly fuck is going on?
I think that it's fine if we just drop the crystal here and make our way back up. I surveyed the extension. You've dropped off some minerals. Let's go ahead and get back to the law office. What is this music, Lindy?
What? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're talking about.
How dare you? Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Kiana, could I have you give me a luck check, please? And could I have luck check?
That was so spooky.
Yeah, no, that's a fail.
Oh dear.
That's a fail. Okay. So you hear a tink and your gun is appears to be stuck on something.
Oh, god damn it.
How dare you?
Okay.
You good over there?
Yeah, seems like this got stuck on something.
It like goes going a little bit. Almost like you stuck it in like a slot.
You'll just see Valerie just awkwardly dealing with her gun this way.
Yeah. So you fiddle with it for a minute, and it you hear like almost like what sounds like a latch, and you pull your gun free, and you see.
No. No.
Staircase. Open up.
Oh, this is fine.
In front of you.
I'm a good person. I pay my taxes. I'm not going in there.
I go to church every day. This was not what I asked for. Excuse me, above. What?
I demand reparations.
This is fine.
And up ahead, that you see down these stairs.
I'm gonna pull out a pocket pistol from our purse.
Lovely.
Everybody brought guns.
Wow, bless, Mario.
I didn't bring shit.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so.
I'm so stupid. I'm not bringing a gun.
Like, I grew up in Chicago, wasn't not having a gun.
I'm so dumb.
Yeah. Valerie's super curious.
You see up ahead something faintly glowing.
Brought a scalpel to a gun party.
I'm gonna do the hashtag team bad life choices. Valerie is gonna step inside.
Okay. The stone feels smooth and cool underneath your feet. It almost feels metallic rather than stone-like, but appears to have been carved.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stepping in,
and at the bottom of this, landing of stairs, you see these faintly glowing, pulsating pustules isn't quite the right word. Maybe they look almost like amphibious eggs. They're kind of slightly gelatinous. They're that kind of like a dark purple color, but they're glowing from within a bit.
Joe looks at Cliff and is just like, do we have to go in there? We could just...
But we won't get the money. I don't want to go in there just as much as you. This is literally the book of Revelation. I'm not good with that.
You right. The two of us together, stronger.
We got this. I'll be in front. I'm gonna step inside.
Do a little Arnold, like, hand clap, just like, yeah. And then go inside. Can you force it? Hate it. All right.
Oops. Not that. I didn't want to move that. Go back to there. Okay. So. Oop. You guys head inside. And you all see these glowing sacks of fluid at this landing. And there appears to be more stairs that kind of go down at an angle.
I'm gonna maneuver around them, keep my back to the wall.
Yeah, Cliff's gonna slowly stay against the wall. Like, nope, not doing that.
And as you get to the bottom, Cliff, you feel How are you carrying the crystal? Is it in your pocket? Are you holding it?
It's in my pocket.
You feel your pocket getting really warm.
I'm gonna reach and grab the crystal.
And it's faintly glowing, and you hear a grinding of metal or stone as this door opens in front of you.
Well, I did my job, so can I? Nope. Shit. All right. Press on.
Oh, I hate it. Just throw it in there.
Do not like this. Do not like this.
You see in this room a chasm. You cannot see the bottom of it. It appears to be of worked stone or tile. This strange greenish metal. Almost ting ting tings when you walk on it. This appears to be broken, and there are many more of those purple, glowy flesh sack things.
Mm-mm.
Can we see any hint of the miners?
No. Don't see any hint of that. Although it is immaculately clean down here.
Cliff is going to kind of step in front over
Cleanest
here.
place you've seen in town.
And bypassing the glowing sacks because 2 words, hell and no. He's going to look other places because there's 2 like walkways, like to like where sound coming from, like what is this? Why am I still here?
Yes, indeed. So you bypassed that, and 1 second, I accidentally exited the game. I'm a professional.
Are the sacks pulsing or moving at all?
They're pulsing, like almost rhythmically, almost as if like,
So like
breathing.
the light pulsing, but not like movement. Okay.
Yeah, almost like breathing. They're all in sync.
Cool.
As you know, that's a perfectly natural thing, breathing. Right.
Cliff, is there somewhere that you can just set it down?
I mean, to be honest, it seemed like it already served its purpose, as it seemed to have unlocked a door of some sort.
Are they really gonna know if you didn't put it in its proper little holder?
Something tells me they didn't know about this to begin with. This don't look normal.
The devil.
The devil. And he is what? A lie.
A lie.
Exactly. All right, and as you're in this, you see that there is just a wall in front of you. It almost looks like it's been sealed off. And,
Okay, I didn't go far enough to see that. Lol.
yeah, it's okay. You guys don't, I mean, there's only a faint light in here. It's not terribly bright.
Fair.
Got the path beneath you, which is slightly pulsating and glowing.
We're not. No.
But then you go up there, and similar to before, you walk up there, Cliff, and it just opens.
Well, it's still serving its purpose, I guess. Let me just go in here. Me. Just gonna. He got his pistol ready though. Like he's not playing this game.
All right, you have your pistol at the ready. And you see in front of you a door that's much more grand than the ones you've seen so far. And it's got a slot in it that's almost still shaped, like the shape of the crystal, the base of it.
Hey, Miss Reed, go ahead and do me the biggest favor. Just point your gun at this door.
Yeah, I think you hear the click of the rifle, and yeah, it's pointed.
Great. And I'm gonna put the crystal into the door and step to the side.
And as you do, you hear that grinding sound again.
Yep, and I'm just. Don't like that. Don't like that.
What's Richard look like? Was he doing okay?
He looks about as crazy as he did before.
Neat. Okay. I guess we go in.
I guess. Yep.
Right, you go
Let's
inside.
just, I hate this.
Oh no, no!
Mm,
What the?
I will make a point not to step on the star.
Okay.
Yeah, let's step anywhere else.
This room has seemingly been untouched by age. You don't find a single bit of dust. It is immaculate and clean. And as 5 people surround the 5 points of the star.
Oh, we did it on accident.
It's
Fucked up, y'all. We done fucked up.
what have we done?
No, the worst part is, I said in my head, "Oh, we look like a star right now."
as you do that, in the runes and carved into the floor glows a vibrant green and an eye, an actual, swear to God, flesh and blood eye opens up in the stone where the eye would be.
I shoot the eye.
Abigail's gonna shoot her gun at
Yep.
the eye.
Okay,
Shooting that.
you shoot out the eye. Please give me your armed rolls.
Okay, I think I did this right in here. I think I did.
I would like to kneel down and hug my knees and weep openly.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, you get like 3 attacks. I get 3 attacks. Do I do all 3?
You get 2 attacks.
Oh, 2.
If your skill's above 50. You get 3 rounds before you have to reload
Okay.
in
my
that revolver.
skill-
So your skill is 45. So you get 1 shot per round.
I see what you mean. I
Mhm.
got you. Got you. Okay, so that's all I do. Just 2.
Yeah.
Just this.
Just 1.
Great.
Yep. But you do hit. So, and as you hit, do the thing. Phew. You see energy surge out from the eye as it blinks. And you all feel a deep-seated sense of unease. And can I have you all make listen checks, please?
Have listen checks?
Yeah, just a little listen check.
Oh
Mm-mm.
no.
Oh my
Mm.
god.
Went deaf for an entire 10 seconds.
But it's only 5 off. That's not bad.
I would like to continue weeping openly.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 5 luck points because I'm already
Okay.
below 50.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go.
Okay. As you hear as this blows up and you hear almost a liquid sound as the bullet hits the eye and it splatters a little bit and the energy hits you all and it starts to glow. You hear cracking sounds, but they're too wet. It's like a you almost like a hatching sound, followed by a.
Oh no, is the door still open?
Yes, it is.
I want to fuck out of here.
All right.
We
I
just-
don't have a gun.
So,
Run away. I want to get away. I want to fly away.
Right? Yeah, F this room.
you guys all nope out of this room.
Yes.
Please God. I hate this. And Joe is just booking it, by the way. No sense of like which direction
What is
he's
that?
going in.
Wait,
So, as you're booking it out of there,
Excuse me?
there appears to
Joe
be-
deserves this. Don't.
You recognize this. This is what it looks like. I'll show it to everybody so everyone can just have a nice look-see. This thing right here. It looks a lot like the cover of that book you got, Valerie.
Oh, I hate that.
It was a book on insects. You don't look at it too carefully,
Nope.
but
I hate you, Lindy.
that's what you see. They're about softball sized. well, you know, the big between baseball and a softball, depending on it, and they're dripping with this purple ichor, almost as if they're freshly hatched. And you see the like dimming, pulsating remains of these eggs that they were hatched from. And I'd like everyone to roll me some brief initiative, which in this game is just give me a dex check.
No, I don't deserve this.
Damn.
Oh, I'm so scared.
All right. So dex checks.
Wow, I rolled a 99 on that.
Yo, Abigail is ready with the gat.
Abigail is getting the
I'm gonna
fuck-
take that failure because Abigail's got me. She probably fucking jump kicked me out of the way. It's like boom, boom, boom.
All right. So yeah, Abigail is first, followed by sorry, Val, you're last.
Yep.
So it's going to be Abigail, the Buggos, then Joe, Cliff, then Valerie. So Abigail, you see these things firing up. What would you like to do?
She's gonna scream at the top of her lungs and just start unloading her pocket pistol at them.
That's a good plan. Please give me your pocket pistol check. That is a hard success. You deal 4 damage. So, with a hard success, you definitely hit. You see it go in. Like, it's hard to hit a baseball with a bullet, but somehow you manage. And you hear this sound, almost like splintering, as it breaks through its carapace a bit, and you see purple drip out, and it goes down to the ground. It's actually got to make a dex check to see if it can hit the ground or if it falls off. Let me do that real quick, just to see how these things do. Indium, give me your dexterity for these things. Probably not great. 84. It does not able to stay afloat, and you hear it buzz off down into this chasm as it just falls. Not sure how long. Could be forever. And is there anything else you would like to do besides take out one of these bugs? Your skill is not above 16. So
I'm gonna move behind Cliff.
50. You move behind Cliff.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, my bad. You would get 2 attacks, but you don't get 3. So yes. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I could shoot one more time.
You could shoot one more time.
I'm gonna shoot at that bug. Just unload. And I failed.
This one. This one.
Could I spend luck on that?
You can spend.
What is that? 33 luck that I need?
Yes.
I'll spend
That is a trap. Though honestly, we ain't got a lot of time left. My
So
friend.
you hit it, and it does hit, but it just clips it. You hear a bit of the shattering. It sounds like it scrapes it pretty good, but it doesn't seem terribly injured. And it's its turn. It is going to over to Joe, who's in the front.
Come on, man.
And this one is going to buzz up Valerie, who's the next closest. And this one's going to just buzz into the room. And they're going to try to do their buggy things. So, from its tail, it's almost like a stinger, it like whips it over, almost like a scorpion. You see a little light at the end. And I would like Joe and Valerie to give me power checks, please.
Oh no.
Scared. The
Wow.
Oh no!
Magic rolls there.
I want to push it.
You want to push it? You can push it.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it too.
No! It's even worse.
All right. Hard success. You succeed, Valerie, on your pushed roll.
Kiana, I'll remember this.
It's the dice. It's roll 20.
All right. So you're able to, it's almost mesmerizing to look at this little light at the end of the tail. Joe, you cannot look away from this light. You are overcome by agony, and you just fall to the ground and writhe in an immense amount of pain. And you have never felt so much pain in your life. It is super intense, and you are unable to do anything the next round.
That's fair. I'm unwilling to do anything the next round, so it works out.
That's all it can do. Joe, you can't do anything. Cliff, what would you like to do?
And for clarity, I can only shoot once, not twice.
You can shoot twice, but not 3 times.
Got it, yeah. I'm going to aim for the one at Joe.
Do
for
it.
sure.
Thank you.
Think I've already, look, we gotta stick together, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna fail. Wow. Oh, wait.
You want to spend 2 luck?
I surely will.
All right.
Save me, brother.
Yeah.
So you spend 2 luck, it hits, clips it again. It seems to be chipping away at its armor. It's thick, chitinous armor.
I'm gonna shoot it one more time.
Shoot it. Shoot it. Pew, pew, pew.
What? No, I can't.
You can push it. You can push it.
Push. You know what? Go big, go Six Flags, right?
Yes.
So, you go to shoot at it a second time, and your gun jams. You start to hear more. All of you hear it. It sounds more like more eggs hatching. Valerie, what would you like to do?
I'd like to shoot the one in front of me, please.
Sure thing. Give me a shooty shoot.
Wow. Okay. 1 point of luck.
Okay, that is a success, and that just it splatters across the ceiling as it is obliterated by that insane amount of damage.
Ooh. Cool. And I am grabbing Abigail's arm. And we are noping out of here with my gun.
All right. Yeah. Do you allow yourself to be noped out, Abigail?
I allow myself to be noped
All right.
out.
Then yeah, you can move out. You can make it all the way, if you'd like. You can make it all the way to probably the landing. You'd have to dodge past a bug.
Oh, great.
You can get all the way up to here if you'd like.
Ooh, that's good.
All right.
Flying knee kick that buggo.
All right. Is there anything else
This
you'd
is
like to
anime
do?
now.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Kiana?
Nope. I'm just getting myself out of here with Abigail.
All right, Abigail. You've been yoinked out. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna take 1 or 2 steps close to this bug, and I'm gonna shoot it on my way out.
Okay. You miss.
No. Yep. I'm just gonna nope out.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, Buggos. The one attacking Joe. Joe, you are still in a lot of pain. This one's gonna try to go for Cliff. Cliff, make me a power check, please.
No. For the Bible said this is not it. Oh, can I use 2 luck?
You can use 2 luck to make it a success.
I surely will.
Carry my tiny form to safety, Cliff.
Yeah, that's basically what he's gonna do.
In the arms of an angel.
All right, so it did not fail. You also did not fail, so you're not writhing on the ground in agony, but you are at a penalty. Because it's even. You're at a penalty to certain rolls, so you roll with disadvantage right now, basically. But what do? You've got Joe writhing on the floor in front of you. There's a bug shining a light at you, and it's really painful to look at.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to try to grab Joe as best as possible.
Okay.
Because I'm an athlete. I'm pretty strong.
Give me that, like an athletics or a strength check. Give me that check. Give me that strength check.
Strength check? Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to suck. Ooh, yay! Yay! Okay.
That's a success, even with the penalty. It's not quite disadvantage, but it's like you get a negative. Like
okay.
you have minus 20 to things right now.
Minus 20?
Which is still a success.
So that would have been a 57?
Yes.
Oh.
So you're able to carry Joe, and you're able to get up with Valerie as well.
Yeah, we're gonna book it because no, for the Bible said no.
All
Great.
right. Joe, you're starting to come to.
And I'm with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, drag my little corpse.
All right. But you guys hear more and more buzzing, and you begin to hear the sound of picks now. Kink. Tink. Getting closer. Seems that the miners were here after all. They're echoing from down the opposite direction of the tunnels that you guys were in.
Are they? They're not in unison. They're just like
They
normal
are in
mining.
unison.
What the fuck? No.
All
Joe is
right.
paralyzed. Can't say what the fuck.
So
but,
because
you
we
know.
are a little over time, I'm going to do this just a brief wrap up. I'm guessing y'all are booking it out of there
Yep.
as
Shooting
fast
at
as
any kind of
possible.
move.
Okay. Can I have each of you just make me a luck check to see how many complications arise on your way?
Oh god.
Oh, great.
None.
Can you spin luck on a luck check?
Nope.
Okay.
Fortunately not.
Okay.
Can I push a luck check?
Oh no.
You cannot push a luck check. Luck and
Man.
sanity are the two
Well,
things you can't really push.
Valerie's the final girl.
I'm dead weight. Just leave me.
Nice. So, Yana, Valerie, this isn't her first rodeo. Isn't the first time she's seen crazy stuff on a hunt before. You're able to get out without any complications. The rest of you, however, you guys hear the rhythmic sound of pickaxes coming up from behind you. You lose Valerie. She's moving too fast. She's surprisingly fast. And you smell that blasting powder scent. And I would like everyone to make me dexterity checks. Except for Kiana. Kiana, you're okay. You made it out of the mine.
I'm spending luck.
I'm so
So that's
nervous.
21.
What the
Oh.
I'm paralyzed. It's my own fault.
Why did I spend luck before?
What did I say?
No, like, nope, I'm spending luck on that
I'm
one.
3 away from success.
You hear the rhythmic ching, ching, ching. You hear a faint bzz behind you. Valerie, you're a speed demon. You get it out of the mines. The rest of you hear what sounds to be, as you see the entrance, you see daylight up ahead, maybe early evening.
I did spend to succeed, just so you know.
You did spend to succeed.
Yeah.
And you hear
Joe says, "Throw me. I'll just slow you down."
you hear the sound of a fuse.
Oh god.
And
Valerie.
Cliff, you are just able to, Joe has been able to support themselves at this point, running out.
I'm
behind
an
you.
athlete.
You are able to slide out of the mine as rocks come in and cave in the entrance, leaving Abigail and Joe captains. Those of you trapped inside, you don't get hit by the rocks, but the buzzing, it's pitch dark. The electricity's gone out. The lights, maybe you even step on a bit of broken glass. Maybe the light bulbs were shattered, broken. You hear the buzzing get louder. You hear the ting, the rhythmic ting of pickaxes in unison get louder. And we fade to black. The two of you outside. Night's coming soon. And you remember what your good buddy Richard told you, Deanna? They only mostly come out at night. Mostly. Next train's on Saturday. Probably hide till then. And as you two survivors so far, for now, look at each other. That's where we're gonna end the game. Congratulations, y'all! That's Call of Cthulhu!
We did a Cthulhu.
You did a Cthulhu!
My poor child.
So,
My precious babu.
let's
I'd
all
like to
just,
roll a
you
call
know...
to ascend to the ghostly plane and get out of here.
Why didn't I bring a gun? I didn't think
You're a
anybody else was
med
bringing a
student.
gun.
You're a med student.
I hate it. I'm so mad. Oh, Kiana, I'll remember this.
So let's all go around. Let's say who we are again, just where we can find you, what you thought of today's game, and what your favorite moment was. Because I love to hear people's favorite moments and things. Let's start with Omega. How was that for you?
Wow, that was amazing. Again, that was my first time ever, and it kept me on my toes. I was scared the entire time, period. I am going to be selfish, but I loved the camaraderie between Joe and Cliff. Just because I was like, we got to get out somehow, and one of them made it. And let's be real, that's about the odds back then anyway. So
yeah, it's like, no, for real, black man from the South. Come on, was I ever gonna be a doctor? No.
But look, he gonna survive, and he's gonna name his first child Joe.
There was an opening here.
Aw.
You could
Appreciate
be a
that,
doctor
brother.
here. But I love that. Awesome. And we can find you online at Critical Bard.
Yes, at Critical Bard everywhere, basically, literally everywhere, even TikTok now. So.
Fancy. It's all the hip young kids. All right. How about you, TK? How was that for you?
Andy, you're a treasure. God, I hate you. It's me. It's TK. I write spooky stories. I put them on the internet. You can read them, tkjwrites.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. I stream less often than I should. I write less often than I should. People still pay me. I don't know why. Honestly, I'm the worst. Wednesdays, hang out with me on here or on the D&D Twitch channel for Roll20's Jay Spellerin Must Die. On Friday nights, you can hang out with me on the Wizards D&D Twitch channel for Tales from the Mist. It's very spooky. I am the one who spooks on that, so it is where I prefer to be. Favorite time was probably... There were a couple of really good spots, but I really liked us accidentally farming a stupid fucking star in that room, even though
so easy.
we actively attempted not to.
No, it was. I don't think we actively attempted not to. We were just walking
because we
in.
were all
We're like, we will not walk
we
on
walked
the
in
lines.
and we were like, we're not gonna stand on this star, and so we just like all moved 3 inches to the right, and yet we're still forming a star. So dumb.
I loved it.
I don't
you.
deserve to survive Cthulhu.
I absolutely
Got what I deserve. We love to
absolutely
see
loved
it.
It was brilliant. It was lovely. Speaking of brilliant and lovely, we had Abigail, who was ready to screw everyone out of all of their money. How was
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite moment was every time Cliff would just completely ignore her or not accept her advances. It was so great. You can find me on basically every social media site, RIP Mika. That's like rest in peace, Mika. Because I tend to die in most games I play. I also play a weekly show called Kolak 1991. I'm a goth teleporter named Mbeth Peg. And you can find that on the Hyper RPG channel every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's my baby. I love it so much. Yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you for playing. It was wonderful playing with you for the first time.
Thank you.
We also have Kiana, who is a Call of Cthulhu veteran.
Yeah, this was fun. I survived despite doing all the bad choices. Look at me go. Yeah, I'm Kiana. You can find me over on Twitter at KianaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. I do all sorts of tabletop stuff from designing to streaming, writing, shouting to the void. If you like more Roll20 related stuff, my channel, Salty Sweet Games, has 2 Roll20 Spotlight shows, The Witcher, Crimson Ash, and an upcoming Pulp Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep. So if you like this stuff, you will like this upcoming show every Saturday at noon Eastern. So yeah, this was fun. Super exciting. Favorite part? Probably the part of Abigail just being like, so, I heard they were gonna fuck us over. You want to join up and fuck us over? It was very good.
Lovely. It was so good. My favorite part was every time someone said, I hate this. That was really satisfying as a DM. I also really liked everyone accidentally making a star, and I liked playing the crazy, insane person in town. That's always fun. But yeah, you can find me at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I plan and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. I can't handle horror, but I love horror tabletop RPGs. It's weird. I probably have just lost too much sanity. If you wanted to know what those bug things were, they were insects of Shagai. Insects from Shagai. And what they do is they basically, like, contest of wills, like, teleport into your brain and then control their host at night. That's why people didn't remember. They reprogram your brain so you remember what they want you to remember, etc. They're a lot of fun. The whole town is infected except the crazy person. I'm sure you'll get out on that. But yeah, if you liked this Call of Cthulhu stream, Chaosium actually did a game of Cthulhu on Roll20, so you can go check that out on their YouTube. Again, if you like this, the Quick Start module, Quick Start rules are free. Get them on Roll20. The starter set will be available on Roll20 on February 18th. Got 3 scenarios: Alone Against the Flames, which I've played, it's super fun, Paper Chase, Edge of Darkness, and Dead Man's Stomp, which that sounds incredibly exciting. I'm intrigued. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was absolutely wonderful. I had a blast jamming. You guys were a lovely group. I hope we all get to play again in the future. And I think that's about it. Everyone has a fantastic weekend, and we will catch you